Well, we start off our pregame every week, as we always do, with a sit-down with the head coach of Grapevine Faith Football on the Bobby Holland Show. So, Coach, I say it every week, but again, we really appreciate your time and giving up some opportunity for us.
Thank you.
Well, another close game that doesn't end in the Lions' favor last week against Lake Country and a 28-21 loss on the road. Coach, as you look back at film, what were some of the key takeaways that you identified that maybe contributed, maybe some areas where y'all didn't execute that really contributed to the loss?
Yeah, they came out with a good plan, and they were able to score early. I feel like we countered and then stopped them, and so for a while there in the second quarter and parts of the third quarter, it was really exciting. And then to their credit, they countered back with a good game plan, at least on their offense. And then I felt like we had a good counter to their counter. We just ran out of time. And then, offensively, we scored 21 points in the first half where we weren't able to score in the second half. That was little lapses in execution here, a missed block there, a route run the wrong way there. We did mount one good drive. We got down inside their territory, but then turned it over to them. So, when you turn the ball over at any point in a close game, the odds suddenly are not in your favor.
Yeah,
we were able to get an interception on defense, but then throwing an interception on offense that hurt us later in the game, late in the game.
Well, yeah, we talked about that last week, kind of that winning that turnover battle. It was, you didn't win it against Atlas, but still won the game. But it comes down to also the timing of those turnovers, and obviously late in the game, driving that last drive, an opportunity, a chance to tie the game at least potentially. The timing of that was critical, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And then they were able to once they got the ball at that point, they were able to run the ball on us and control the clock, especially in the fourth quarter. It was disappointing to lose, but it was a great competition. I like playing that school. They're good coaches, and their kids play hard. It was a good, hard fought football game. We just came up a little bit short.
Yeah. Well, I thought the Eagles did a good job of really disrupting the offense. 214 yards passing, 74 yards on the ground, which is atypical for this Lions offense. And when they had 400 yards passing, the week before, the Eagles also had success running the football themselves. So, what are some things that you guys can do to address both of those areas?
Well, we started to crowd more people into the box to shut that down, and really kind of playing man-to-man coverage, and really almost just blitzing every play. And that worked. And so we had some success that way. Their counter to that was pretty unexpected. They started running triple option, which is, you don't want to be in man coverage when they're running that. And, when you're blitzing guys into a triple option, it makes it really difficult. You have to play assignment football, and it forces you to say, who's got the dive, who's got the quarterback, who's got the pitch. You don't want to be blitzing in that atmosphere. So that really neutralized what we were having success with. And then that got us out of blitzing and then opened up their regular offense. Yeah. So that was a good game plan by them.
Well, it doesn't get easier this week, starting district play against one of the top teams in TAPS State in Fort Worth All Saints. They're coming to Grapevine Ford Field. Kelvin Ryan, their quarterback last year, transferred to DeSoto, but they brought in senior transfer from Trinity Valley, Gavin Parkhurst, who's committed to Rice already. And it's a tall order, but what are your thoughts on the Saints and how you try to slow that offense down this week?
Well, they're a really talented team. They're very well coached. They've got some great players. They're big up front. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. They're very balanced. And so I think the key thing for us is having the confidence to line up and do what we do, and not change just because of who our perceived opponent is. We want to wipe the slate clean. Our record is 0-0, and we want to. I don't think it's any secret that they're a really good football team. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that, and that's fine. That's great. I think we should view it as an opportunity to go out and compete against the best. How do you become better? You go out and compete against great teams. Well, we've got a great team Friday night, and the question is, will we show up and play our game, or let their status get in our heads and back down? And so I really believe in our players, that they've got the courage and the guts to go do our thing. And we're not going to worry about the result each play. We're just going to press on and play the next play, play the next play, play the next play, and have a chance to become a really good football team.
Well, I don't want to make this bigger than it is. It feels a little David and Goliath-like, again, because, Faith was looked at as the underdog. But I also know that you've got an opportunity, and you talked about the X's and O's piece there, but what's been the message to this team about, you talked about, coming in with confidence and with courage. What have you really stressed to the team this week going into this battle?
Well, after practice on Monday, I had all the players who played in our playoff game against All Saints last year talk about what that was like. What was the perception going into the game? What were your thoughts going into the game? And then how did you feel coming out of the game? We lost, but a lot of the guys said, well, it didn't turn out to be as hard as I thought it would be. It was maybe a little bit more amplified in my mind of how good they really were. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were good. But we had, I think a great example of guys who played really well in that game who might not have expected to would be someone like Slade Corley. Was a freshman, had played most of the season on JV. He came up to varsity because Van got hurt. And there's play after play where he's kicking the center's butt. And I think he was probably a little bit intimidated going into the game. I would be if I was 15 years old. But he played really well. And it turns out, those guys put their pants on one leg at a time, and they don't like it when you hit them in the mouth. And when you execute and play as a team, you can have success against better opponents. And so, that's, I think that was good for a lot of our younger players to hear those experienced guys talk about what it was like last year.
Well, we're building something really special here at Grapevine Faith, and there may be somebody watching this that has a son who plays football, and they might be looking for a private Christian school. And I don't know if I've ever asked you this question or not, but what would your message be to them about not only the Faith football program, but just the Faith experience?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have taken this job if I felt like the school was Christian in name only. And so getting to know people that work here, getting to know people whose children go here, the overwhelming response was they're serious about Christian education. They're serious about their mission to develop and graduate authentic Christian leaders. And I think that word authentic is really important, that, we're not saved because we go to a Christian school. Mm-hmm. We're not saved because we live in America. We're not saved because we go to church. We're saved because of what Jesus Christ did on the cross. And we understand that we are sinners in need of a Savior, that we are more guilty than we can probably ever imagine, and yet we are more loved than we can ever imagine either.
Amen.
And so your child is going to hear that here. They're going to be led by teachers and coaches who believe that and feel like their life's calling is to teach and to coach, but to also use that as a platform to disciple kids towards Jesus Christ. And so we want to be Christian. We want to live a Christian example by the way that we live, the way that we treat our players. I think it's important. Teenagers have they're very sensitive to hypocrisy. And so for me to talk about being a Christian and what it means to be a Christian, but not show that as an example, would do a lot of damage to our players. And so that's I think a very sacred calling and responsibility that I view for my job. So I can promise anybody that comes here and plays football is going to get that level of authenticity and care. And so it's a great education. You're going to be with really high achieving kids and families that are really driven, but also really care about each other. It's not, it's a competitive school academically, but it's not a dog eat dog world where we're stepping on each other in order to move up in class rank. It's a really special place that I love being here. I think the culture of the kids, what we've got here on the football team, is a bunch of really great kids that love the Lord, love each other, and they work hard. They love the game of football, and I feel very blessed to coach them. And I would, really sell anybody on a chance to be a part of that group.
Absolutely. Well, I texted you last Friday after the game. We're going to praise them when we win, and we're going to praise them when we don't. So
that's right. Thank you.
I'm thankful for a coaching staff that lives out that Christian walk we talked about. So, well, it's the start of district play, and first of 5 district games. 3 of the next 5 are at home, so anything can happen. So, Coach, good luck this week, and let's hope next week we're talking about a Lions win.
Thank you. Let's go get them.
That's Grapevine Faith head coach Bobby Holland here on the Bobby Holland Show. Your Lions host, Fort Worth All Saints, here at Grapevine Ford Field. Coming up next on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. Welcome to Grapevine Ford Field here on the campus of Grapevine Faith Christian School. Steve Anthony alongside my broadcast partner, Jack Wharton. Jack, I know your fans always want to see the golden locks back there. I, of course, have none, but don't be creepy. Don't be creeping them out. Well, tall order tonight, Jack.
Tall order indeed, Steve. I have to keep sliding over here. Get both my chins in the shot. Yeah, big squad. I think we talked about it even last year, Steve, at the playoff game. All Saints has got a big number of kids out on the squad, and big offensive linemen tonight. I mean, if I was Bobby Holland, I'd make sure that everybody was playing on the D line tonight because everybody's going to need a break. It's going to be a brutal defensive line. Or it'll be brutal on our defensive line with that offensive line that All Saints has.
Yeah, so All Saints, one of the top teams in the state of Texas in TAPS. Last year, there was a first-round playoff game for the Lions. This year, they are a district opponent. It's the first district game of the year. Lions 1-4 coming into this matchup. Another tough loss last week. You heard Coach Holland in the pregame show talk about that and some lapses they're trying to fix and some holes they're trying to fill. But yeah, at the end of the day, Jack, this is a young team. I mean, you're talking you've got 6 seniors, 5 of which are playing. Christian Corley's out again tonight. You're really critical hole there in the secondary for the Lions, and then you've got 11 juniors and 17 sophomores. This is a younger group, and All Saints has 3 times the number of seniors we have. They've got a starting quarterback that's committed to Rice. You've got a starting offensive lineman that's committed to TCU. So they've got their homework cut out for them tonight.
Yeah, you make a good point. There's 3 times as many experienced players on that other side of the ball for sure. And actually, you almost got 2 times the number of players that are playing all together for All Saints. So you got a lot more choices to choose from when you're choosing a player. If you're Coach Peck.
Yep.
The other thing on the offense, you and I were talking really quickly, ball control for the offense, Grapevine Faith offense is going to be really key to tonight's game. I mean, time of possession on your side of the ball should be as much as you possibly can get.
No question. Yeah, you want to hold on to the ball. The main thing is keep it out of the hands of the offense for All Saints. Keep them off the field. Kamonte Williams, their senior wide receiver, also a big threat, 6'5", 190 senior that is really, we'll be calling his name quite a bit tonight, I would think. And, of course, their quarterback, Gavin Parkhurst, the transfer from Trinity Valley. All Saints quarterback from last year transferred to DeSoto, state runner-up last year, transferred to DeSoto, and so All Saints had to go out and recruit them another quarterback, which they did from Trinity Valley, as I mentioned. So Gavin Parkhurst, the senior 6'4", 210 quarterback, will be a big factor for the Saints tonight as well.
Yeah, Gavin Parkhurst entered the transfer portal real quickly after the end of the season.
Does he have an NIL deal yet? Has that been set up?
I think maybe with Kincaid's Hamburgers over there in Fort Worth. I don't know.
Well, it's, again, a gorgeous night for football, 83 degrees, I think was the last we checked, and sun is now almost behind the trees, so we're not staring right into we are facing west, so we're not staring right into the sun right now, which is nice. But you can see there on the camera shot that it's starting to go back behind the trees and the houses there on the west side. Lions should be coming out here momentarily, we think, to run through the helmet, and then we'll have the captains, the national anthem, the captains, and all that good stuff. So
Seth Anthony just stepping in here. He's got quite the do tonight, Steve. He's got some more hair than you do.
He has a lot more hair than I do, and he's due for a haircut. That young man needs a haircut, something fierce.
Wait till you see Knoxford, and that kid needs a haircut.
Well, yeah. Tonight our game sponsor is Reliant Air Conditioning. So Reliant Man will is here on site. So if you want to meet Reliant Man and get your picture taken with him, even get an autograph, come on out to Grapevine Ford Field here in Grapevine, Texas, on the campus of Grapevine Faith Christian School. I reached out to Coach Beck for the pregame interview, and we weren't able to connect. So busy week for him, as all weeks are. So Coach Beck will definitely have to. He's been great in the past 3 years, I guess. We played him 2 or 3 years. He's been great about doing an interview, but just weren't able to connect this week. So that was just a miss on our part.
He's
and
not pulling a Jason Witten on you.
He was no. He was not big leaguing me. He was not big time in me at all. No, he was just unable to make it. So,
hey, Steve.
What's up, Jack?
What other big games are going on tonight that you think we should keep an eye on?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jack, because I had those pulled up on.
So this is what we call pre-call planning.
So Lubbock Christian's hosting Lake Country, the team that beat the Lions last week. So that'll be an interesting matchup. There was another. Who was it? Oh, Fort Worth Christian's at Trinity Christian on the road. 4-1 Trinity Christian, 3-2. 4-1 Fort Worth Christian, 3-2 Trinity Christian.
That's
so
Trinity Christian Lubbock.
That is correct.
Yeah.
As opposed to Lubbock Christian.
Yes.
Which is not in our district, and that's who I mentioned earlier that Lake Country will be playing. So that is a first district game for them as well. Flower Mound Marcus on the road tonight at Braswell. And, Bishop Dunn 0-5 hosting Atlas Homeschool. So
how's Atlas Homeschool played 7 games?
Dude, they play like 13, 14 games a season. It's insane. It's crazy. All right, Jack, see if you can give us the mascots. Kemp hosting Canton. Is it the Canton Bulldogs?
I don't know. No, it's not Canton Bulldogs. That's a good one, though. That would be a good nickname.
And you don't know Kemp's?
I don't know Kemp.
I am shocked and disappointed all at the same time. Crosstown rivals Mansfield Timberview hosting Mansfield Summit tonight. So both of those are Mansfield Timberview's 3-3, Summit is 3-2. Liberty Christian on the road at Prestonwood Christian. So that'll be a matchup of two heavyweights there.
I tell you, this year's music selections by Brian Partridge have been pretty out there. I think
it's on the rock side.
But you know what they say, Steve? If it's too old or too loud, you're too old.
So, yeah, we'll be giving – here's a good one, Jack. 4-1 Flower Mound hosting 3-2 Louisville.
The Jaguars and the Farmers facing off.
Yep. Oh, you knew those. All right.
Yeah, that's easy. I'm going to get you, Kemp.
5-1 Aledo on the road, number 10 in the state, on the road at Granbury.
Oh, the Pirates.
Oh, here's the game. DeSoto hosting Duncanville. 4-0
Wow.
Duncanville against 4-1 DeSoto. Man, that is going to be an absolute – brouhaha. That'll be a good game. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. So, yeah, a lot of good games on tonight. We'll try to keep you updated with those.
Canton Eagles.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Jack pulling out his Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
And the Kemp Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we'll give you some more scores throughout the night that we think you might be halfway interested in. Keller on the road the Keller Indians on the road at Byron Nelson. So the Saints coming out, getting ready to run through their helmet. They're in their navy pants, white jerseys with navy numerals, the white helmets with the navy S on the side. The Lions tonight in the white pants, red jerseys with the white numerals outlined in navy. The white helmets with the red Lions logo
They got
on the
smoke
side.
over there on their helmet. We need to get some smoke on ours.
I'm hoping that's just like dry ice, like fog machine. I'm kidding. We're having fun here, folks. Having fun.
No?
You anticipate the lines coming out here shortly. You can see the camera. We're waiting to see them come out, get lined up, and we'll tee up for our normally we're scrambling to get the pregame crosstalk in and all that stuff in, but from when we start the broadcast, we got plenty of time tonight. So some of the injured Lions on the sideline: Christian Corley, Cody Bowman, and Thomas Hudnall. Charlie Donovan is injured. So, yeah, there is an injury tonight that I wasn't aware about, Jack. I remember Charlie got injured last week. I thought it was just a brief injury, but he's out tonight. So, Charlie, receiver on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm seeing Josh Harris walk up here not in uniform, just only his jersey. So, he's not playing tonight. So, another injury that we had not anticipated. So, hoping we don't have more of those after the game tonight, Jack, against a big All Saints team.
Yeah.
The captains lined up for All Saints: Gavin Parkhurst, Cole Palfreyman. They're moving around on me here. Number 56, Hudson Dalton. He's only 6'4", 275, one of their offensive linemen. He looks huge. And then Dalton Knapp, who's 6'5", 220, their defensive end. So, good grief.
Yeah.
Just a big, stout lineup. Jacob Maynard as well, senior linebacker and fullback. So just some big boys on that All Saints side. Looks like the Lions might be getting ready to come out of the locker room. Jack, next week, looking ahead to our next few games. Next week, home game against Southwest Christians, homecoming. So that's always a great time. Hopeful that alumni will be able to come out and support in person. We will bring you the halftime for homecoming, all the festivities, the homecoming court, all of that. We'll have that for you. Tonight, we do have a Stories of Faith at halftime. Price Peden, that last name rings a bell. It should. That's Tammy Peden's son. Tammy's our Director of Marketing and Communications here at Grapevine Faith. Her son Price is a Grapevine Faith alumnus, and had a great interview with him this week, and tell you about his experiences here at Grapevine Faith, and then his experiences at University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, where he played soccer.
Price was a very good place kicker for us back in the day as well.
Yep, also football player. You got it. Yep.
Back judge.
Oh, look at that.
We do have a little audio from Brian Partridge. Here come the Lions coming out to go through their helmet. Yeah, key tonight, Jack, like you said, ball control, time of possession, minimize. I'm hoping you could eliminate, but at the very least, minimize turnovers. So that's the hope.
Yeah, you got to hold on to the ball, and you got to hold on to the ball time-wise as well.
We
kind of been
Lions,
snake bit with turnovers the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, they only had one turnover, but it was the timing on it was critical. There's Coach Stricker back on the sideline. Answer your question from last week, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the timing on that turnover, they're late. Their final drive would have given them an opportunity to tie the game, and they turned the ball over, interception deep in Eagles territory last week against Lake Country.
How can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, he can't be the fastest. That's the cheat. He can't be the smartest, but he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? Bring him out, bring him out, bring him out, bring him out.
Of course, Jack has thank you, Sal. Jack texted a couple of his friends and said, hey, will you text in and have them turn up my microphone?
Yeah, I think Sal is tired of hearing from Steve, that's for sure.
Clearly. So, all right. Well, we are getting ready to get after it here at Grapevine Ford Field. The Lions hosting All Saints from Fort Worth. Both teams are in their tunnels, their inflatables. Getting ready to run out.
I should have gotten the inflatable business a long time ago,
right?
Steve.
It's not just birthday parties anymore, Jack.
No.
And bar mitzvahs. It's high school football games. Well, we talk about it every week, folks. There's just nothing like Friday Night Lights, and especially here at Grapevine Faith. Very much a hometown feel, and hopeful tonight that, man, you never know. It's these next 3 of your next 5 games you're here at home, Jack. Anything can happen.
Well, there's a reason why the games are 48 minutes and not just 2 minutes.
That's
Steve,
right.
So
they don't decide these on paper. So
I know.
Lions prepare to run out of the helmet. We'll give PA announcer Brian Partridge a little bit of our audio. Looks like they're going to wait and do the captains of the coin toss after the teams have come through. Sal, can you give us an estimation? Is that better for Jack? Do we need to turn me off completely and turn Jack up?
Yeah, Sal, thank you for being out there. Nobody showed up at my signing over at Tips and Dickens last week, so I was only there for about 10 minutes. So
We got an extra headset down there.
Here come the Saints.
I can't get it to light up.
Oh, one of the players went down over there for All Saints in there went tumbling.
reminds me of the OU guy that got knocked over by the cheerleader over in Auburn.
And now, welcome to the field, your Lions from Grapevine Faith Christian School.
Brian Partridge not going to have much of a voice left, I don't think, Jack, after tonight. So, Jack, can you hear me in your headset?
Barely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you much, but anyway,
Okay.
it is.
Have we already done the coin toss?
Maybe you've monkeyed with the audio, so nobody can hear me, Steve.
Well, like you said, Jack, nobody's watching anyway, so. We'll have to try to get a head count of the number of players on All Saints sideline. It's a bunch, and there's just some big boys. All right, here come the captains lined up. Captains for the Grapevine Faith Lions, number 60, Ryan Perdue, number 62, Jensen Anthony, number 5, Noah Smith, number 11, Corbin Irwin.
This evening, Junior Corbin Irwin, Junior Noah Smith, Junior Jensen Anthony, and Senior Ryan Perdue.
So captains at midfield now to do the coin toss. Jack, I know I've had to catch myself the last couple of weeks on the officiating, but you know, why is that so funny? I think I've done a good job of catching myself. But you know what? At the end of the day, I was talking about this this week, that you got to put yourself in a position where the officials don't factor into the game. Whether it's a bad call that goes against you or a call that happens to go your way, like you can't play the game hoping that, oh man, I hope the officials don't impact. You got to put yourself in a position where any calls like that don't affect you. And I mean, sometimes it's just you can't help it, but that's my 2 cents.
Yeah,
so.
and, last week I think was a critical turning point was that pass interference. It was a bang play. I mean, in looking at it slow mo, you can obviously see the ball hit his hands, and then our player hit him. But sometimes we all make mistakes. But unfortunately, it was at a key moment, and that was what was unfortunate. And sometimes you get kind of caught up in the moment talking about the refs.
Yeah.
At this time, if you would remove your caps and join me in a word of prayer. Father God, we love you, and we thank you for loving us first. We thank you that you are a God that gives us incredible things in this earth. And we pray that you are a God that will offer your hand of protection this evening for these young men. Even though we play this sport that we love called football, God, we pray that we would understand that there is a higher calling in our attitudes and our sportsmanship, in the way we represent you with honor. Lord, we pray that you would be glorified through these incredible young men this evening. And regardless of the score of this game, we would understand that we are brothers in Christ with all of those on this field. And we pray that you would be glorified tonight. And in your precious, beautiful Son's name, Jesus Christ's name, amen. At this time, we invite Clara Nestor to sing the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job there by Clara Nestor, Grapevine Faith student. And the Lions won the toss. They defer to the second half, so the Saints will be receiving the kickoff. Great job, Clara. She's coming through our booth here. Definitely appreciate her efforts tonight. So about to get underway here. Saints will be receiving the ball from the north end zone. They'll be first on offense, going from our right to our left. Mentioned them in the Navy pants, white jerseys with Navy numerals. The white helmets, Navy S on the side with a Navy stripe down the middle, kind of a Penn State-esque type look. Lions in their red jerseys. Lions in their red jerseys with the white numerals and the white pants with the Navy stripe down the side with the white helmets and the red Lion logo. Cade Johnson will kick it off for the Lions. Well, Jack, this is be a good test for the Lions. We'll see what they got here. Hopefully they'll hold their own tonight.
Well, I will only be here till halftime, Steve, so good luck to you in the second half. I got to beat the traffic home tonight.
You got to beat the traffic home. Nice. We will have Jack, our sideline recorder, tonight. We'll be going to him here in just a few minutes, not just yet, but we will.
So excited.
I know he's ready to go. Jack will come to you hopefully sometime after the kickoff. So hang tight. All right, here's Cade Johnson to kick. Caleb's our cameraman tonight. I want to give him a shout out and a big thanks. And here's Cade to kick it off for the Lions. Taking it about the 7-yard line. Brings you to the near side. Trying to pick up some blocks. He does. Still on his feet, out over the 40, out over the 45. Inside the Lions territory. Still on his feet. Finally taken down inside the 30-yard line. No flags on the play, so that return's going to stand. And, wow, that is not how you want to start the game on special teams for the Lions.
Yeah, 68-yard kickoff return is not really what you wanted, but it had to be a penalty back there, Steve. I'm just –
Man, don't get me going on the first play of the game. Come on, Jack, trying to draw me off sides here. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. All right, we'll get the defensive lineup for you.
Well, we just wanted to give our defense a challenge to start out the game just to see how they're feeling.
Yeah, we're going to see how. Yeah, we just want to see how you do.
Yeah.
We'll get that defensive lineup for you here at some point during the game. Tonight's game sponsor we mentioned was Reliant Air Conditioning. And have more on them as we get farther into the game here. So here's Parkhurst in the backfield. 2 receivers split to each side, 1 in motion. Play action pass. Parkhurst looking to pass. Good protection. Out of the pocket. Chase here to the near side.
How was that not a hold? Did you kind of reach out for a player?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was Jackson Walker pushes Parkhurst out of bounds. Gain of 8 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 2. Ball inside the 20 now. And the Saints threatening here early after a long kickoff return to start the game. Play action, pitch out to the side. First down, but good containment there on the outside. Gain of about 3, but enough for the first down on that pitch out to Cole Palfreeman. Charlie Bunch on the tackle for the Lions. And 2 receivers split to each side. One kind of set up in a tight end position, so I guess we'll call it a single receiver here on the near side. Parkhurst back to pass, right across the middle, wide open, touchdown. Complete to Jake Powers. Excuse me, that's, who was that? That was 17 or 19?
15.
I thought it was 15, yeah. Jake Powers, as I mentioned, yeah. Parkhurst will do the hold, and Sutton Figley, the senior kicker for the Saints, out to kick.
Look, quick time of possession.
Well, yeah. Figley's kick is up and good. So we're a minute into the game, and the Saints lead 7-0. Minute into the game, and the Saints lead 7-0. So hopefully not a sign of things to come here, Jack. But the special teams, a few lapses there on that opening kickoff, so they're going to have to clean that up. But hopefully the lines come out, get a sustained drive here, eat some clock up, and go down and score.
Yeah, started out with a 67-yard kick return, 11 yards rushing, 19-yard touchdown pass. So 3 plays, 57 seconds for the All Saints. Pretty quick.
Lions coming out on offense here shortly. We'll go ahead and give you that offensive lineup.
Austin Cosby, quarterback, class of 26. Charlie Donovan, wide receiver, cornerback, class of 2026.
Charlie Bunch, wide receiver, class of 2027.
Cannon Hunter, cornerback, class of 2027.
Jace Walker, receiver, class of 2027.
Noah Smith, wide receiver, class of 2026.
Jensen Anthony, center, class of 2026.
Austin Bowling, offensive tackle, class of 2025.
Ryan Purdue, right guard, class of 25.
Slade Corley, right tackle, class of 2027.
Bear Couch, left guard, class of 2027.
So Jace Walker on the kickoff called for a fair catch. He dropped it, and the officials marking it down. His knee never touched the ground. He never downed the ball, and they are marking that down at the 3-yard line.
Well, Steve, this is what we call a misinterpretation of the rules, isn't it?
Man, I don't.
Well, you didn't give the kid an opportunity to run it back after with a muffed kick, so that's not right.
Well, on the fair catch, obviously you can't advance it, but
what is going on down there?
Yeah, I think one of the other officials came over and told him and said, "You have completely lost your mind. You ever go."
You
okay.
Can't stop the play if
Yeah, it was interesting. He started the clock, like wound his hand to run the clock when Jay started running with it, and then blew it dead. So, yeah, this is the correct call. Bringing it out to the 25-yard line.
All right, Steve, we're going to be on these guys like
something. Like something. All right, so the Lions do take it 1st and 10 for their own 25. Chase Walker was split out as a receiver. He comes back in now next to Austin Cosby in the backfield with 2 receivers here stacked on the near side, 1 receiver on the far side. Pass through the near side to Noah Smith, 1 receiver on the far side. Pass through the near side to Noah Smith, catches it, tripped up, gets out over the 25, gains a couple, call it a gain of 3, so 2nd down and 7 for the Lions.
Well, big pick up there by Noah.
Big number 30, one of the captains. We mentioned Dalton Knapp, the senior defensive end, 6'5", 220 here for the Saints.
Positive yardage is always good.
A couple weeks ago, they would have called a false start there for the Lions looking up. Can't move.
It was the center, that's why.
Looking at the yeah, it was 100% on that center, that doggone center. Snap back from Anthony to Cosby. Pass here to the near side, and it's picked off by number 7. He's going to take that out of the end zone. Caden Richardson walks in for the pick 6 and the touchdown. Not sure if that was just an errant read or Coach Ware's going to talk to Austin on that one and figure out what happened. But he and Noah were not on the same page there. I think Noah thought maybe he was going to pump it and he was going downfield, and Richardson the ball went right to him and he walked in untouched. Well, mercy. Some tough sledding here, Jack. It is less than 2 minutes gone in the game, and the Lions are down 14-0.
Good news is we get the ball back again, Steve, so maybe we can correct.
We do get the ball back.
Not really, you really wanted to kind of have that ball control like we talked about, maybe trying to open up the running game just a touch. But,
yeah,
they weren't going deep on these passes. They were trying to do the short passes, try to get some clock going. Maybe we just went back to the well one too many times.
Well, you can't make those mistakes against even a bad team. You definitely can't make them against one of the top teams in the state of Texas in taps. And All Saints is very, very powerful. 5-0, heading here into their first district game, and have very quickly amounted 14-point lead with less than 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Well, as you said earlier, we do have a lack of experience on our squad. This
yeah,
is Austin's first year to start. Lessons are going to be learned, and that's good.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to be, really setting, knowing what your expectations are. You got a young team. You've got multiple injuries tonight. Several kids out there we didn't even know about. Josh Harris, Charlie Donovan, amongst them. We talked about Christian Corley. So Jace Walker, Cannon Hunter, and Noah Smith back deep for or that may be Charlie Bunch, I think, back deep for the Lions. Here's Figley with the kick. Jace Walker is going to take it right at the 10-yard line. He calls for the fair catch. And that's going to bring the ball out to the 25-yard line where the Lions will start 1st and 10. Let's see if we can't have a different result this time. If you're just now joining us, the Lions won the kickoff. Won the coin toss. Deferred to the second half, kicked off to the Saints, and they took the opening kickoff back 68 yards inside the 30-yard line, and after about 2-3 plays, threw a touchdown pass to take a 7-0 lead, and then Austin Cosby just threw a pick six to Richardson, who walked it in, and they lead 14-0.
We're just giving them a fighting chance, Steve. That's
right. Just spotting them 14,
yeah.
so they feel like they're still in the game. There's a handoff to Jace inside. He's taken down quickly. No gain on the play. A little different look there from the Lions. Two running backs on either side of Austin Cosby in the backfield. We really haven't seen that much. I would love to know if you're watching the game and who you might be rooting for. If you're rooting for one of the Grapevine Faith Lions, we'd love to hear from you. 817-980-7994. You can also comment in the YouTube comments on our YouTube channel. Again, 817-980-7994. Let us know where you're listening from. So 2nd down and 10 after no gain on that first down play. Walker in the backfield with Cosby. Single receiver on the far side, 2 stacked here on the near side. There's a pitch to Walker. It's going to be a halfback pass. And he throws it deep, and that is intercepted by Ryan Powers, the sophomore defensive back. And very quickly, the Lions have turned the ball over twice. Intended for Noah Smith, but not the result that you want there, Jack. Let's look at the defensive lineups for the Lions.
Austin Odette, defensive end, class of 2026.
CC, defensive tackle, class of 2027.
Colton Edwards, defensive end, class of 2026.
Ryan Purdue, right guard, class of 25.
Corbin Irwin, linebacker, class of 2026.
Jackson Walker, outside linebacker, class of 2027.
Owen Payne, outside linebacker, class of 2027.
Cannon Hunter, cornerback, class of 2027.
Charlie Donovan, wide receiver, cornerback, class of 2026.
Tyler Brown, safety, class of 2026.
Christian Corley, safety, class of 2025.
First down pass from Parkhurst was incomplete, threw a little bit behind the receiver, so 2nd down and 10. Saints have the ball 2nd and 10 from the Lions' 37-yard line. Man in motion to the far side. Parkhurst with the play action. Little screen pass out to 15 on the side. He's out inside the 30-yard line, finally knocked out of bounds, but a nice gain by the Saints.
Yeah, just a little dump over the top there, Steve. But he did get about 9 yards on that pickup.
We talked with Coach Holland. He talked about just the balanced offense that the Saints run. And, again, you've got a quarterback committed to Rice, offensive lineman committed to TCU. You've got a lot of talent on that Saints, not only at the skill positions, but also on that front to offensive line. So handoff here, inside handoff, cuts it back towards the middle. They stacked up there. Nice defensive stand there by the Lions. It's going to be enough for a first down, but that was a nice play. A little scuffle here after the
it looks like Corbin has that ball. That's what I'm wondering.
Penalty flag comes out. Yeah. Corbin had the ball, and the running back, I think that was Drew Neander. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, Corbin's just laying on the ground, holding the ball, and then the offensive players on top of him just trying to wrestle it away, and they're blowing the whistle. So I don't know how you call that on Corbin for just laying on the ground. But we've had plenty called against us this year, so what's one more, right? We'll see what the call is here momentarily. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lions. Okay, offsetting. All right, so it's against both teams. Yep. So they called it on. I could see that. That I can live with.
Well, I don't even know why you make the call. It's stupid.
Well, you're kind of sending a message to both teams to clean it up a little bit, but. All right, so two receivers split to each side with the single running back in the backfield with Parkhurst for the Saints here on first down and 10. Snap back to Parkhurst. Got good protection. Finally chased out of the pocket, rolls to his right, pass it back across. Nice defensive play.
There.
Good job there by Charlie Bunch, diving to knock that ball away.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Charlie Bunch. It was also a nice pursuit by Colton Edwards trying to get that, make a decision.
Hudson Reeser, the 6'4 junior wide receiver, was running pretty free there in the secondary, and Charlie Bunch dives and makes a nice defensive play.
You know, I love Brian Partridge, but a little too much excitement on the
I
first
think you should
down
talk
there.
to him at halftime, Jack. Pam and Rick Jensen, Washington, listening from Richardson, Texas. Jensen Anthony's Amy and Baba. A nice stop there on a draw play right up the middle. Austin Cosby's great aunt watching from a play right up the middle. Austin Cosby's great aunt watching from New Albany, Indiana. Old abandoned Ponderosa Steakhouse. It's really open.
Ponderosa's pretty good.
All right, Lions back to receive the kick. Again down 21-0 here with Bunch catches it on the 3, brings it back towards the middle of the field. Gets out over the 20. Well, the Saints.
Now we can start the game, Steve.
Yes.
We're starting our game right now.
I got you. I'm getting somebody else telling to turn your mic up, Jack.
Well, I've got a lot more to say than you do, Steve. It's more important for me to be turned up.
No doubt. Well, at some point, it looks like they've Hudson Harbuck, a sophomore tight end and defensive end. He's 6'5", 215. So they've subbed out some of their starting linemen here, up 21 points. Looks like they've got some backup defensive guys in there.
Already.
There's a handoff to Walker Little up the middle.
Already noting number 38 for Armari Bartree is already talking smack already down there. But we gave him a little bit of a lead.
Is he talking a little bit of something?
I'm watching his body language.
Well, we'll see what the second down, gain of 1 on the play. We'll call it second down and 9 for the Lions at their own 23-yard line. Lions get the play from Coach Ware on the sideline. Thomas Hudnall, the injured sophomore kicker, running the numbers and plays. They're going to signal back in. 3 seconds left on the play clock. They do get the snap away. Little shovel pass to Jace Walker, starts to bring it up to the near side, then cuts back to the middle of the field. And a nice little 8-yard gain there. Out close to a first down. And, in fact, that is going to move the chain. So, yep, nice first down or second down play to get the first down by the Lions there. So they're moving the change jack. That's a good sign. Our officials tonight, referee Scott Slayton, umpire Terrence Wright, head line judge Jaime Aguero, line judge Andy Dean, back judge Peyton Morris, the side judge is Braden Lewis, and the field judge is Brandon Nathan. Jake Ford comes in the backfield next to
Clock's not running.
Austin Cosby. Two receivers split to each side. Pass here to the near side. Caught by Noah Smith. Gain of a couple out to about the 35-yard line. It's going to bring you on a second down and 7 for the gain of 3. Austin's Aunt Debbie listening from Arlington. And she says she's pulling for us. Go Lions. We need all the help we can get, Aunt Debbie.
He keeps stopping the clock every time that clock is stopped.
Jack's all over here. We got.
Well, the clock needs to run. That's
there's
the time of possession for us. So.
Yep. Good catch. So handoff to Jake Ford, and he dives forward. That's going to be enough for a first down. So that's going to move the chains again.
No,
positive yardage.
That was a 1-yard gain.
He stepped in front of. I'm sorry. I looked at the. Yeah, my bad. Looked at the. I thought that. The downs marker was the first down marker, so my apologies.
We got a yard out of that.
3rd down and 7. Apologies there, folks. 3rd down and 7, ball at the 35-yard line. Be nice to keep the offense on the field and keep this drive going. Snap back to Cosby. He's looking to pass.
There we go.
Oh, intended for Charlie Bunch. Couldn't reel it in. Amari. That guy you were talking about earlier, Amari Bartay, seemed to think he had a little something to do with that.
I don't think he had anything to do with that.
Well, he took credit for it. Yeah, the offense stayed on the field for just a second. I think they were flipping a coin to see if they were going to punt it or not, but they are going to punt it away.
He's got the clock stopped again. Oh, incomplete pass. Sorry, my bad.
Jack, I'm going to let you start that. We're going to switch places here, and you can tell the clock operator.
I'm into the time of possession here tonight. That's what was key.
Okay, Johnson back to punt for the Lions. Good high punt, gets it away. Fair catch. Called for and made at the 30-yard line. So the Saints, a good kick there for Cade Johnson. They recruited him off the soccer team, so that senior coming over to help out. Thomas Hudnall, the standout sophomore kicker, injured, and so Cade has stepped in nicely into that role for both place kicking, kickoffs, and for punts. Jack, we mentioned that the game sponsor is the Reliant Air Conditioning. Reliant Air Conditioning and the Stewart family are proud sponsors of Faith Christian School. Reliant Air Conditioning provides comfort to homeowners who don't want to be taken advantage of. Their service techs do not work on commission, and they don't use shady sales tactics. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning at 877-YOUR-HERO, and you'll see why they've been gimmick-free since '83. There's a handoff on first down around the right side. Finally tumbles out, give him 3 yards on the carry.
Looks like they're going
brings up a second down and 7.
Here, Steve, as well.
Corbin Irwin on the tackle. Pass here to the near side.
What is going on over here? That
there was, Jackson Walker was tackled, and no call. Finally pushed out of bounds. No call over here on the near side. I don't know what that was. There's a penalty flag down. I don't see it, but the officials come in. I don't see the flag on the field unless one of the coaches or players is standing right in front of it.
Oh, it's right here on the 46-yard line.
Oh, all right, there. Yep, I was blocked by one of the sideline personnel.
To hold the Kurt over the 40-yard line, but
that's going to bring it back. So, Lions the benefactor of one finally. That's works in their favor. If you're just now joining us, Lions trail 21-0. 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. It's been all Saints. Pardon the pun there. It's been all Saints from the get-go. Austin's Aunt Dee Dee and Uncle Ralph watching from Kennedale. Austin's got a big contingency watching tonight. Handoff, go around the far side. Finally taken out over the 40-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down. Sean Quigley on the no, it's not Quigley. Apologies. That's 23. Who was that? Yeah, Jordan Billings. Jordan Billings on the carry. Aunt Sue Ann, who's in Houston, is watching that firecracker of a nephew of hers, Sterling Atkins, number 25. So thank you for watching, Aunt Sue. Pass here to the near side, looking to pick up a block. Good tackle, but a big gain on the play. Tyler Brown on the tackle, but again, not until the Saints move the chains again with a big pass from Parkhurst. He's kind of really done whatever he's wanted to tonight. They've run the ball effectively a few times, but Parkhurst has really been effective throwing the football.
Start the clock.
Are you asking how it would look? Oh, I thought you were saying. Yeah.
Pass here to the near side, excuse me. That's caught for a touchdown. Hudson Reiser. Or Reiser on the catch.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say, Jack. We're 3 minutes left in the first quarter still, and we're down potentially 28 points. So this is a hard one. Mercy. Figley out to attempt the extra point, and it is right down the middle. So that is good. So 28-0.
Not to be critical, but it wasn't really right down the middle, Steve. It was more on the right side.
Right. It did err on the right. My apologies. We'll try to get you some scores from around the area here tonight, here shortly. Again, our score here, 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Lions trailing 28-0. At halftime, Lubbock Christian over Lake Country Christian, 36-6. Euless Trinity over Timber Creek. Keller Timber Creek 14-3. That's in the second quarter.
When Jake ran, I'm sorry, we're looking at the film.
Duncanville on top of DeSoto, 7-0 in the first quarter.
30 or 14.
Fort Worth Christian up 7-0 over Trinity Christian. Lubbock Trinity Christian, that's in the second quarter. Lido up 28-0 over Granbury in the second quarter.
Maybe we should play Granbury.
All right. Chase Walker, Cannon Hunter, and Noah Smith back deep for the Lions to receive this kickoff.
Jace ran. Or no, I'm sorry. First play. Of the first drive? Second drive.
Kickoff by Figley. Caught by Noah at the 3. He's going to bring it out. Looks for a couple of blocks. Cuts back to the middle of the field and back out along the outside of the hash mark.
Well worth his time and got an extra yard out of that.
Gets out to the 26-yard line, so about a 23-yard return there. Lions in their first few possessions threw a pick six on their second possession. The Saints took the opening kickoff back about 68 yards inside the Lions 30. A few plays later, scored on a touchdown pass from Parkhurst. Then on the next possession, Lions threw a pick six. And they forced a punt, and they scored. All Saints scored on their next possession as well. And then again, just scoring. So 28-0. Lions hit immediately in the backfield, actually a loss of 1 on the play. Dalton Knapp, the big 6'5" senior defensive end, with the tackle. Saints showing blitz. Or maybe that's just their normal line. They just look big and they're coming. Who knows? Second down and 11. 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Lions trailing 28-0. Cosby looking to pass. Looking for Noah Smith, looking deep. He's caught. Catch made inside Saints territory down to the 40-yard line. Austin Cosby is slow to get up. There is a penalty flag down. I have a feeling that's going to be roughing the passer. Looked like he was hit after he let go of the football. So we'll see what the that's going to be a personal foul. So that's going to add another 15 yards onto the end of that pass play. after they roughed the passer against
That's
Cosby.
The fire. That's the fire right there.
Yep.
That's the spark. They say it only takes a spark, Steve.
Cosby threw that with confidence, and Noah reeled it in with confidence, which is what you got to have. So that's going to take the ball to the 25-yard line. So the Lions, for the first time tonight, inside Saints territory, or deep in Saints territory.
Yeah, maybe we get a score here before the end of the first quarter, Steve.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Pass out to Noah Smith again. Nice little 5-yard play.
I don't think he understands why we're telling him to run the clock.
What's that?
I don't think he's understanding why we're telling him to make sure the clock is running. But nice 6-yard pickup there by Noah.
Clock continues to run. We're inside of 2 minutes here in the first quarter. And the ball inside the 20. That's the Lions' first time inside the Saints' red zone.
Isn't that the Reliant?
It is. I'll get that to a second.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
if it is a Reliant Air red zone. If your house is on the red zone because your HVAC system's on the fritz, call Reliant Air Conditioning today at 877-YOUR-HERO.
Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Sorry, Jack.
That was free, by the way.
No charge for that.
No charge for that singing.
Snap back to Cosby. Looking to pass, a little shovel pass. Oh. Falls incomplete. Intended for Jake Ford, and that falls incomplete.
Trips is causing them problems if you get someone vertical to the safety to occupy. Bring the third down.
Lions trying to figure out how to get effectively move the ball here. The big pass play from Cosby to Smith is one way to do it. But now that you're inside the 20, Jack, you get a little smaller field you're working with.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this little nice drive that we're putting together here gives the defense just a little bit of time to rest a little bit.
3rd down and 4, ball at the 20-yard line. Cosby back to pass. Hit immediately. That is a big hit.
Yeah, there it is.
There's a penalty flag down. Yep.
Yeah, keep talking your smack over there, big boy.
Celebrating head-to-head hit. I'm trying to see who that is. I'm trying to process elimination who that might be.
It looked like Noah.
Is that Noah?
I'm not certain of it.
Jace Walker. That was a head. That was a head. Yep. That's a head-to-head hit there.
Yeah, your celebration probably just got you ejected for a head-to-head.
See if they call a targeting play here on number 7. Richardson. He's the one that had Caden Richardson. He's the one that had the interception earlier. Chase's dad, Brent, headed down to the field as well. So Jack's going to take a look at the replay. We don't have a replay going. Just look at the video, I should say, and see what happened there. There's something going on with the broadcast crew up above us, Jack. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what they were saying. Somebody didn't like it. So Jace, good sign. Jace is up and walking off on his own power. We'll see what the call is. Huge part of the Lions' offense there in Jace Walker. So need to pray that he is okay, and that's just got his bell rung. The officials, I don't know that they are. Okay, they're walking off the penalty, Jack, but they're not. 7 stays in the game, so you can helmet to helmet somebody and celebrate it and stay in the game now. Apparently,
well,
After
looking at the review or the replay, I don't. It wasn't helmet to helmet. It just looked a little dangerous. That's for sure.
They bring Jace over to the sideline to take a look at him. So, again, a good sign that he did stand up and walk off under his own power. So that's a very good sign for him. 1st and 10 for the Lions now. Ball at the 9-yard line, so 1st and goal. Jake Ford in the backfield as a running back next to Austin Cosby. 2 receivers split to each side. Snap back from Anthony. Cosby with the handoff. Jake Ford hit immediately by 4 or 5, almost 6 linemen there for the Saints. No gain on the play. They give him his forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, so second down. Inside 1 minute now in the first quarter. Again, Lions trailing 28-0. Noah Smith and Charlie Bunch split here to the near side. Cosby rolls out over here to his right, looking downfield. Caught by Charlie Bunch right at the 1 yard line. Great pass by Austin Cosby. Dalton Knapp was in pursuit, and Cosby got rid of the football. And a great diving catch by Charlie Bunch down to the 1 yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. Ball spot at the 1 yard line. Clock continues to run. This probably will do it. They're probably going to, I doubt they'll get this play off here before the end of the quarter. Yeah, they're just going to let the clock run out, bring it to the sideline, and talk this over. So 10 seconds left on the play clock, and that's the end. The game clock runs out for the end of the first quarter. So that's going to do it. Lions trailing 28-0 here at the end of the first quarter. Yeah, Jack, that was some tough sledding there in that first quarter, my man.
Well, I think, as I said earlier, too, I think we're just giving these guys a little bit of breathing room before we start storming back on them.
Well, we've got 2 Jacks tonight. We got Jack down on the sideline, along with Jack Wharton up here. Let's go down to Jack on the sideline here momentarily. Let's see here, Jack. I think we got you. All right, buddy, go ahead.
So this is a very David versus Goliath matchup here. We're looking for our Lions to come out and just show us some effort to give us a chance coming into the second quarter.
We appreciate that, Jack. We'll go back to Jack at halftime as well. Jack's part of our student on the broadcast journalism team.
Yeah, Jack was right. This is a very David versus Goliath matchup we have tonight.
Well, the Lions trying to take advantage of this the penalties that the Saints have had called against them. And
we got Scott Kidwell listening from Midland. He's doing absolutely nothing tonight.
Boy, is he bored on a Friday night to listen to us. Are you kidding me? All right. All right, start of the second quarter. Lions trailing 28-0 here, but this first play on a 3rd down and goal from the 1 yard line. See if they can get it in. Shake forward in the backfield. Cosby rolls out here to the side. Caught by Noah Smith. Touchdown. Lions. The Lions get on the board. Man, that was a much-needed score by the Lions.
Woo! Steve coming back.
I smell comeback.
It only starts with 1 touchdown, though.
Well, the thing is, Jack, you had to take advantage of that. You had to get in the end zone on a 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. You can't settle for a field goal there when you're down 28-0. So,
yeah, we talked about ball control. That was a nice ball control drive. About 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Not as long as I'd probably like to have it, but they did get a score out of it, which is good.
Kate Johnson with the extra point to make it 28-7. Yeah, your biggest concern right now is the condition of running back Jace Walker, who was popped. See if we can't get some sort of update. Jace. Looks like Jace is going to be done for the night after that hit, so probably following some sort of concussion protocol. We don't have anything official from the sideline, just got word from Coach Music that he is most likely done for the evening.
Looks like Brooks Anthony. I'm not familiar with this young man, but apparently he's listening tonight. Steve, if I heard correctly, did I hear Brian Partridge say we have a 7th grader up on our camera upstairs?
No, Caleb got here in time.
Oh, okay.
We're better. We're better now. So Kay Johnson to kick off for the Lions. Now the Lions, on the opening kickoff, the Saints brought it back 68 yards deep inside Lions territory. So kickoff coverage here for the Lions. Need to avoid that at all cost here.
Okay, did we tell him not to kick it to anybody?
All right, kind of a pooch kick there. That ball's going to hit at about the 20 and
that's
check
a live
up.
ball.
That is a live ball. Allows the Lions time to get down and hopefully get some sort of coverage, although that's busted up. Taken down here down the near sideline. Finally taken down, but another big run back. Robbie Stevens on the tackle for the Lions. But another big return by the Saints kickoff return team. So just underway here in the second quarter. Again, Lions trailing 28-7. Lions just scored on the first play from scrimmage in the second quarter. Chase Walker, the standout running back for the Lions, out of the game and most likely out for the evening potentially. Jack, I'm being told that you're really we're not getting a whole lot from you as far as your mic, so I'm trying to make
thank you for clarifying that too, Steve.
Yep.
It's just the mic. You're getting a lot of
we're
lot of material.
We're getting tons from you. Here's a end around the far side, and takes it in for the touchdown. Bryce Anderson for the Saints taking that in, the senior wide receiver on the end around.
You know, when I talked about ball control, I meant as well as them, maybe too.
Charlie
Steve.
Bunch is coming up a little gimpy. He's favoring his shoulder, which is one of the things we talked about here was avoiding as many injuries as possible tonight. We've already had a critical one in Jace Walker, and now Charlie Bunch, one of your standout wide receivers, comes off injured. Figley on to attempt the extra point, and it's good.
Whoa, Steve.
Well, I will say this, Jack. This is not the first time and won't be the last time that the Saints have beaten up on a team, that's for sure. They have been very effective this year in putting the football in the end zone.
Tough sledding, Steve, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, the All Saints this year, they've had a lot of success. We talked about their non-district schedule, 5-0, their record. They beat Paris Episcopal 39-35 in their opener, and then a close one against Prestonwood that they won 31-27. Last week they beat West Valley 50-0. 2 weeks ago they beat Episcopal School of Dallas by 3. So they've had some close games, but they put a lot of points on the board. 39, 31, 43, 42, and 50 points in their first 5 games so far this year. And so far here, with 11 minutes, 35 seconds left in the second quarter, they put up 35 against your Grapevine Faith Lions.
Brian Partridge playing some drop-kick Murphys here tonight very loudly. He's all over it tonight,
yeah,
Steve.
He is passionate. I'll give him that.
Shipping out to Boston.
Here comes the kickoff for the Saints. With Jace Walker out, you've got Cannon Hunter and Noah Smith back deep.
I think a nice 11-minute drive would be good here, Steve, ending in a score.
Need some time off the clock. Ball goes into the end zone and out.
Oh, man. I mean,
the Lions take it
can be
first attempt
done
on 25.
It can be done, Steve.
What's that?
It can be done, an 11-minute drive. It's just
anything
to keep the ball out of their hands would be good as well.
Man, that defensive end Knapp is just actually it's not even Knapp. That's that sophomore who's also 6'5".
They're growing big down on the farm over there on all sides.
Don't they?
Even 14, the defensive safety back here. Ryan Powers, 6'4".
See if the Lions can get this play off before the play clock runs out. They just do get it off. Inside handoff to Jake Ford, who's hit immediately, but he does stumble forward for a couple. Little different look there for the Lions as they had a single receiver here on the near side and 2 on the far side.
Yeah, Jake Ford gives the team a different look, a little bit bigger back, and He's a former linebacker, knows how to hit somebody if he needed to.
You missed this earlier. Jace Walker, the standout running back for the Lions, is out of the game, most likely for the rest of the game. Jake Ford in at the running back position. And the familiar two receiver split to each side formation by the Lions here with Austin Cosby in the backfield. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah,
Lions at their own 27-yard line.
I have a feeling we're going to see a steady diet of Jake Ford the rest of the night at running back.
There's another handoff to Jake. He's hit immediately.
Jake Ford on the carry.
Drew Brown, senior defensive end, on the tackle.
Down for the Lions.
A loss of 2 on the play, so back to a 3rd and 10 now, Jack, which seemed like we talk about a lot on these games, is avoiding these 3rd and long situations. And against the Saints here, man, you can't afford to do this.
Yeah.
Relying on the big play.
You really don't want 3 and outs either.
Nope.
Big 3rd down.
That would not count as one of those 11-minute drives that you mentioned, would it? Pass here caught by Noah Smith on the inside, kind of cuts in and starts to cut back out. He's going to be stacked up. That's going to be short of a 1st down. He's got just lifted up by the pile. They give him forward progress out to about the 34-yard line or so. We'll call it the 33-yard line. So 4th down and 2. Lions offense stays on the field, at least for now. Austin Cosby shaking his head no against something. I'm not sure. Holland and Ware talking it over. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Maybe try to get a hard count, get a 1st down that way. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Snap back to Cosby. Pass, almost intercepted. Cannon Hunter, the defender, had a hold of his jersey with one hand and knocked the ball away with the other. Kenneth Riley on the defensive stop there for the Saints. So the Fort Worth All Saints take over on downs. Jack, I get you're deep in your own territory, but you're down 35-7. I don't know that you have another option than to go for it on 4th down. I mean,
totally agree with you on that one.
This isn't a game when you're down 28 points of field position. You've got to keep the ball out of the other offense's hands. You got to try to move it. So definitely don't fault them for trying to go for it there on 1st down. It's Parkhurst with an inside handoff, kind of a trap play. Ball's on the ground. Oh my gosh, that thing was in the air for felt like 2 minutes. And the Saints fall back on the ball. Good grief.
That was a break we could have used, Steve.
Oh, man. Instead, it ends up being about a 3-yard gain for the Saints. So that's just kind of the way this game has gone so far for the Lions. We've got an interesting formation. They line up with 3 backs in the backfield, 2 to the right of Parkhurst. And then 1 has gone off in motion. There's another handoff inside. Charlie Bunch trying to make the stop. Corbin Irwin comes in and finishes it off. Big hit by Corbin. That's close to another 1st down, though. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and called it a long 2. Parkhurst, another inside handoff. Plenty of yardage for the 1st down here. Cole Palfreman, the running back for the Saints, has enough for the 1st down, so that's going to move the chains.
Thank you.
Lions making some substitutions on defense.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, so we'll see what 1st down here for the Saints. Parker's back to pass. Got coverage out on the far side, but ball's out of bounds. Receiver was out of bounds when he caught the ball, so incomplete. 2nd down and 10. And the Saints making some substitutions offensively themselves. Two receivers split on each side
Yeah.
with running back in the backfield next to Parkhurst.
I might wait right to before and then start subbing in a defensive lineman myself. Kind of take off more clock.
Parkhurst pass here to the near side. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. It falls incomplete.
Flag down
There's
on the
a
far
penalty
side.
flag
Yep.
down on the far side, yep. Ineligible man downfield. See what what Coach Holland decides to do here. You decline it, it's going to be 3rd and 10. If you accept it, it's going to be 2nd and 15. Yeah, he's going to decline the penalty. So Holland declines that penalty. So 3rd down and 10 now. Ball at the just inside the 20-yard line of the Lions. Saints leading 35-7. Clock stop with 7 minutes, 47 seconds left here in the first half. Man in motion for the Saints. Parkhurst with the play action. Pass across the middle intended for number 19, Hudson Reeser. So brings up 4th down. Figley's out to attempt a field goal. Should be about a 37-yarder or so. We'll see where he marks it. Put the ball on the 25. So it'll be a 35-yard attempt here for Figley. No wind of really significance. If anything, it's blowing out of the south, so it's going to help them. They moves it back to the 26-yard line, so this will be a 36-yard attempt for the Saints. Parkhurst on the hold. Snap is good. The hold is good.
Oh.
The kick hits
no good.
The upright and falls short. So no good is the
all right, Steve. Woo! Here we go. Here it comes.
I think at this point the Lions are taking just about anything they can get.
Here comes your 19th nervous breakdown, Steve. Let's go.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions. They take over at their own 20-yard line. Lions waiting to get the correct play in here from Coach Ware on the sideline. 6 seconds left on the play clock. Inside of 3. They do get it off. Another inside handoff to Jake Ford and another stack up by the Saints defense. And loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Jake probably hasn't done much time at running back and didn't anticipate probably as many carries as he's probably going to have tonight.
If you remember, Jake was injured last year with a shoulder injury. Thought his entire career might be over. He would miss his entire senior season, but thankfully he is back out there. He's not able to play in a defensive position and wrap anybody up and tackle because of the surgery that he had. He's got anchors in his shoulder, but he's played some running back and kind of some tight end spots. So he's in there now. There's Cosby on a roll out to the side, and he is stacked up and hit huge.
Yeah, didn't have anywhere to go on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what that play was. I don't know if that was a design rollout, but results in about a 4-yard loss. So 3rd down and 15 for the Lions. That Saints defense, Jack, is just there's a reason that these guys are going to probably win the district and be a contender in the playoffs this year. Defensive backs move up tight coverage on the receivers for the Lions on 3rd and 15.
I think if you include our entire football program all the way down to whatever grade, 6th grade, I don't even think we have the same number of players they have on their varsity sideline right now.
Tammy Peden gave me the number. It was on their roster. I'll give that to you here in a second. Lions got to get the play off, and they do not. Oh, they barely get it off. Thought they were going to have a delay of game. Cosby thrown across the middle. Noah had stopped his route, so that falls incomplete. Yeah, she's saying that All Saints roster has 59 names on it. We have 38.
That can't be right.
Yeah, there may be 59 names on the roster. It looks like there's about 75 kids on the sideline.
Oh, my goodness. Looks like a small college over there.
Clock stops right at 6 minutes exactly left here in the first half. Lions trailing 35-7 to All Saints. And just a frustrated offense tonight, not being able to hit. You had a nice drive on the that last series, Jack, but other than that, have not really been able to move the football very effectively tonight against this very tough. That ball, that snap goes out of the end zone, which is going to result in a safety. Snapped over the head of Cade Johnson, and the mistakes continue to mount here for the Lions. Well, Jack, we got some food up here at least. We got that going for us, which is nice. You go, brother.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that.
Grab it while you can here. Grab it while it's hot. And they gave us some waters too, man. Look at this. How about that, man?
It's quite the service up here.
Thank you.
Thank you to whoever did that for us. Appreciate that.
I don't know who did that, but thank you. We sure appreciate it. Well, Jack, 37-7 after that safety, and you're about to give the ball back to him. So, not a fun first half for the Lions. I'm be interested to see what they would say I'm not sure what you say in the locker room to try to turn this around against a Saints team that is just really much, much bigger and much more athletic and stronger. I mean, that just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better team, but like you said, you really have to come to a game and almost play near perfection.
Well, and the first quarter was anything but. Yeah. I mean, It was just the opposite. Ball hits at about the 35 and falls off the receiver's hands, and he picks it back up.
All right.
Right there, 35. So good coverage there by the Lions kickoff coverage team. So Tyler Brown with the tackle.
Tyler Brown's been a nice addition to the team this year.
Yeah,
transferred over from was it Byron Nelson, but been pretty solid on the special teams and then on some fill-in spots on defense.
Yeah, definitely a welcome addition to the team this year. Called his name a lot this year. All right, the Saints 1st and 10 from their own 35, leading 37-7. Inside of 6 minutes left here in the first half. Remind you to stick around for our stories of faith. Price Peden, Faith Christian School alumnus, was our guest this week, so we've got to visit with him, and then we'll try to bring you the Lionettes and the cheerleaders' performances at halftime. Big Nate Demarest and Jackson Walker in on the tackle. Carry of a gain of about 2, called it all a gain of 3, so 2nd down and 7.
Samuel.
Apparently we're at the skating rink. We've got some guys coming and asked if they can make a song request.
Adult skate only.
Jace Walker looks like he's headed to the locker room with the trainer Ashley. Saints stumble out near the 45-yard line.
Seems like a strange mark, but I'm not going to complain.
Cole Palferman on the carry, the senior running back. Corwin on the tackle, but brings up 3rd down and 1. Clock running inside of 5 minutes now here in the first half. It's a handoff. Hit immediately by Charlie Bunch. Ball is down. The ball is loose.
That's our ball.
And once again, just like last week, the officials
How is that not a fumble? The guy wasn't even down.
Well, that headlines was going to have to explain that one to Coach Holland because that made no sense. That happened twice last week where it was a little bit of a scrum, and Lions came out of it with the football, and they ruled the running back down. So 1st and 10 inside the Lions 50-yard line, and they're into the field. Big run here, still on his feet.
No.
Breaks a couple tackles, And he is going to race towards the end zone. Finally knocked out of bounds by Sterling Atkins. No flags on the play. No, there is a penalty flag, excuse me. There is a, it looks like illegal block in the back against the All Saints.
They've been doing it all night, Steve.
Finally caught them. Finally caught those guys. So we'll try to get an update at halftime on the status of Jace Walker. He is done for the evening. And hopefully nothing serious for him. So that erases that big run by sophomore Allen Brown. And that backs the Saints up to their own 48-yard line, 1st and 13. Parkhurst in the backfield, man in motion. That's Williams in motion. Play action pass. Little screen pass here. The one-handed catch. Nice catch there by number 26. Cuts it back to the middle of the field. Ball is down. Recovered by Cannon Hunter. And he's taken down. So let's see if they rule that one a fumble or not. I don't know. I think he may have been down. Let's see. Hold on. Nope, they do give it to the Lions. They do call that a fumble. So, all right. I'm not sure who made that hit, Jack, but that ball came flying up, bounced right into the hands of Cannon Hunter.
It appears that he keeps that ball in high position, too, so it's going to be easy to knock out.
Yeah, he does kind of carry it up. He made a nice one-handed catch to reel it in. That was Allen Brown that on the reception. So Lions take over, 1st and 10. Inside of 4 minutes left here in the first half. Lions trailing 37-7. But a nice little momentum change here as they recover the fumble and take over at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
A nice 3-minute and 57-second drive would be good.
It's just to run the clock out. Yes, that would be nice, Jack. As opposed to the 11-minute drive we were hoping for earlier.
Didn't get that one. Oh, gosh.
There's a pitch out to Jake Ford, and that ball is loose.
I think we got it.
And let's see who jumped on it.
Oh, they're going to call it an incomplete pass, which I hate to be the homer, but
that was not every bit of lateral. Yeah, hey, look, we can be fair and call a spade a spade.
We did recover it.
Well, the incomplete pass on a wow, we got a break there. I think Coach Aaron Beck of the Fort Worth All Saints team is going to tell him, but it's a backward lateral.
Thank God they can't go to
Yes, nobody in New York watching this game to do the replay. So, yeah, designed pitch out to Jake Ford, but I'm not sure if he got the message on it or not because he was not looking for it.
No, he was not.
Austin pitched it and just avoided big.
Again, Jake doesn't play running back, so
yeah,
either limited on the number of plays he does know, or you're going to have to tell him what to be doing.
Whistle by the official here, blowing something dead. He wants to talk it over about. I'm not sure what there is to talk about.
Who's talking? I don't even see anybody talking. Oh, they're talking about the clock. Three, five, one.
3:51. Set the clock to 3:51, please. We're going to reset the clock here, the game clock to 3 minutes, 51 seconds. So give them just a second. There we go. Got that reset.
You don't ever want to run the clock at any sporting event for a high school event.
Oh, gosh. No, it's like running Game Changer at a youth baseball game. No, that was not a hit. That was not an error. That was a hit. That was my son.
Yeah, that was my son.
Gosh. Yeah, it is a thankless job for sure. All right, 2nd down and 10 for the Lions after that really avoided disaster. Little screen pass. The ball is that has to be incomplete. Yeah, there we go. They do blow it incomplete.
Yeah.
Intended for Jake Ford. Hit him in the hands, and he was hit right as the ball hit him, so falls incomplete.
It's kind of hard to see over those the defensive linemen for All Saints. Those guys are pretty tall.
Good
coming
grief, man.
Coming out of Austin.
Unbelievable. Yeah, man, this has been it's been a physical game. Chase Walker out of the game as far as we know. Did walk off under his own power, which is good news, but I would assume he's under some sort of concussion protocol after the hit that he took. And a couple other injuries. Charlie Bunch nursing. Oh, Austin Cosby hit right as he throws. That ball falls incomplete.
Pass too. Well, he's starting to get no time back there, Steve.
Yep. Big number 52, Blake Robinette, senior nose guard coming in, 6'4", 265 is only how big that guy is. So, well, falls incomplete, brings up 4th down and 10, and the Lions will punt this time. Last time they did this, the ball went over Cade's head and resulted in a safety. So we do not want to repeat that.
Way to just jinx him, Steve.
Oh, man, Jack, this has just been a rough first half. And the ball goes well over Cade's head again.
Kick it out. Kick it out.
And he's going to recover it at the 2 where the Saints will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah,
and
that's just watching too much football. You got to kick that ball out of the back of the end zone, take your penalty on that one, Steve, and just take the 2 points. Now you're looking at maybe 7.
Whew. Man, Jake Ford frustrated with himself. 2 snaps over the punter's head, and this is going to result in a man, this is not good. Not an easy position to be, the long snapper.
No.
Well, there's kids who
just about worse than running the clock out of high school.
Right, exactly. The only thing worse than being the long snapper is the clock guy.
Yeah, my buddy's son took the long snapping camp at I think it was at Liberty this summer, and he's snapping for a junior high over in Richardson. Has done pretty well. Moved himself up to actual center on the 7th grade squad.
Parkhurst with the pass.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Wide open there. Touchdown for the Saints. Yeah, you're right, Jack. A 2-point safety there is a lot less of a sting than.
Yeah,
at least make them take it down the field, right?
Yeah, and then maybe
make them work for it.
Yeah, maybe Coach Stricker probably mentioned that to Cade at halftime. Maybe next time that happens, just kick it out of bounds or get it out of bounds.
No, I'll give Cade Johnson credit, the punter. He pulled. Jake Ford walked off, obviously very frustrated with himself, and Cade pulled him aside, pulled him down away from the rest of the team, and tapped him on the chest a couple times, encouraged him, and said, "Hey, man, let's get on the same page here. You got this. You're okay." So 3 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the first half. All Saints 44, your Lions 7. I want to thank our gold and silver sponsors. Gold sponsors Dustin and Alicia Parker of Box Financial, Justin and Pam Holt of Holt Dental. Our silver sponsors Rodney and Stacy Meyer of Myers Pool Care, Leland and Chrissy Pennington of Pennington Concrete, Ryan Skelly at Affinity Rate Mortgage, and our friends at Waterview Marinas in Grapevine. Thankful for their support of Grapevine Faith Athletics. And our all-school sponsor tonight, Reliant Air Conditioning. Reliant Air Conditioning and the Stewart family are proud supporters of Faith Christian School. Reliant Air Conditioning provides comfort to homeowners who don't want to be taken advantage of. Their service techs don't work on commission, and they don't use shady sales tactics. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning 877-YOUR-HERO, and you'll see how they've been gimmick-free since '83.
Reliance Air Conditioning, call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Jack, my job tonight is just to stay out of your way, man.
Yeah.
Just to stay out of your way. That's all I want to do.
Got to start looking at the internet and have some talking points for half 2.
We'll get you some scores from around high school tonight. Again, our score here, Lions on the wrong side of this one, down 44-7. 3.5 minutes left. It's just been very ineffective moving the football tonight, except for the one drive.
I got a puppy dog buried up there in Alfred. That's why I was going to look at that score there.
That ball is goes out of bounds.
Yes.
With a penalty on the
penalty.
Saints.
I've been doing it all game, ref.
Fort Worth Christian up 10-0 over Lubbock Trinity Christian at halftime.
It's a long haul out there for that game.
Yep.
I guess we got that in a couple weeks,
don't
we?
We got that coming in a few weeks, man. There's no doubt. Duncanville up 27-6 over DeSoto in the second quarter. Lubbock Christian over Lake Country Christian 50-6.
Whoa!
In the third quarter, so little comeuppance there. Euless Trinity over Keller Timber Creek 28-10 at halftime. 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 30-yard line. Hand off to Jake up the middle. Scrambles forward for a better gain this time.
Yeah.
Gets a couple of yards on the play.
You know, part.
There's I don't know if they got an injury on a timeout by the Saints. I'm not sure what it was. Yeah. Looks like a timeout by the Saints. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bishop Dunn up over Atlas Homeschool 14-0 in the second quarter.
Why couldn't we be playing Bishop Dunn again this year?
North Crowley up over Lake Ridge 56-7 in the second quarter. North Crowley's the only team to beat DeSoto this year, so it's their only loss. Midlothian Heritage and Terrell tied at 7 at halftime. Argyle up over Seguin 17-7. That's at halftime as well. At Crosstown, Louisville and Flower Mound. Louisville up 17-0 in the second quarter over Flower Mound Jaguars.
Fighting Farmers up there.
The Farmers, yeah. Aledo up 42-0 over Granbury.
I don't know if there's any more farms left in Louisville proper.
Jack, the Berkner Rams up over Irving MacArthur 18-6 in the second quarter.
Not going to say anything about Berkner.
You better not, because my wife will have words with you. The great Mrs. Anthony.
I learned my lesson.
Her alma mater, yes.
I learned my lesson.
Midland Christian up over Southwest Christian 21-0 at halftime. Those are two district opponents for the Lions and the Saints. Second down and 7. Lions at their own 33-yard line. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left here in the first half. Again, the Lions trailing 44-7. 5 receivers in the pattern. Caught by Noah Smith. Slips a tackle, gets out over the 40-yard line. He's got enough for a first down.
You know,
still stretching.
Every time I've noticed that the last 2 times when we have a successful catch, there is nothing but 15 Saints around him every time. And I do believe it's 15, so they should be throwing a penalty flag. But
for too many men on the field.
Goodness gracious, they're surrounding our receivers every time.
Yeah, they do a really good job of pursuing the guy with the football. There's no doubt. Dallas Christian up 42-0 over Bishop Gorman in the second quarter. Another tap score for you. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Inside of 3 minutes here left in the first half. Pass across the middle. Intended for Noah Smith. Falls incomplete.
Very confused how Dallas Christian can win a state title and then move down a division.
Well, they must know somebody on the TAPS board. Colleyville Heritage up over Everman 20-7 at halftime. Keller and Byron Nelson in a barn burner. Keller up 21-20 in the second quarter. So high-scoring game and a close one at that. Second down. Cosby looking to pass. Caught. Gain of about 4. Complete to Cannon Hunter.
Austin Cosby pass complete to Cannon Hunter. Tackle made on the play by Dean. Third down.
Third down coming up for the Lions here. They're close to midfield. Trying to keep this drive going. Just over 2 minutes left here in the first half. Again, Lions trailing 44-7. They will receive the opening kickoff for the second half, but trying to maybe put some additional points here on the board before the end of this first half.
10.
Inside of 10 seconds on the play clock. Snap back to Cosby.
Blitz coming from the outside.
Blitz coming, yep. Pass here to the near side. Intended for Walker Little, and just couldn't quite get back to the ball. The defender never saw the pass, and Walker kind of stopped short and then cut back inside of him and had a chance to get the ball, but not enough on the ball for Walker to be able to get it. So Lions are going to keep their offense on the field. Clock stop with 1:54 left here in the first half. 4th down and 6. Ball at the Lions' 48-yard line.
Hurry up. Timeout.
Lions going to have to use a timeout. Play clock was down to 1 second left. So they'll talk it over, and I don't know if they'll change their mind any, Jack, or keep the offense on the field. Remind you at halftime, our Stories of Faith coming up this week. Price Peden. Price was a Baylor,
Mary Hardin Baylor.
Mary Hardin Baylor
Yeah.
graduate and a Faith alumnus. And he is one of the volunteer coaches, helps out with the special teams. He was a nice place kicker in his football career here at Faith. Also played soccer.
Yep. There was some talk of maybe place kicking in college, but he's a better soccer player than he was a kicker.
Yep, he went to UMHB on a soccer scholarship. Talks a little bit about that on our Stories of Faith coming up, so stick around for that. Then we'll also try to give you the Lionettes and the Grapevine Faith cheerleader performances if we're able to do that.
Well, little tidbit about Mary Hardin Baylor, Steve. I don't know if you knew this, but that used to be an all-girls school down there.
Not only do I know that, but that's where my parents met. My late father and late mother.
What?
My dad was was a registrar at Mary Hardin Baylor, and my mom was a student.
Uh-oh.
And that's how they met.
Interesting.
Apparently they didn't
We'll have to expand on that in the second
they didn't
half.
mind the staff dating the students, did they?
Well, I had read some story that the only men that were on campus were the ones that would unload the coal car during the wintertime.
Well, okay, I don't know that they were back there in the 1800s, Jack, for crying out loud. But,
well, good. Good for Mary Hardin Baylor.
Fourth down here, 4th and 6 for the Lions. They need to get to the 46-yard line of the Saints from their own 48. Roll out here to the near side by Cosby.
Nice block there by
Pass,
Jake.
Yep.
Nice catch.
Caught by Charlie Bunch. It looks like he's hit from. He's kind of wrapped up, hit from behind, but a nice catch. Noah Smith, not Charlie. Noah Smith at 2 and the 5 look very similar. So first down. Noah Smith he's done a great job of that this year, Jack. I've known right where the first down marker was, where he needs to be. And
I would give him even more credit than that, Steve. You still picked up 2 more yards past the first down marker. So.
Yeah, with a little bit to spare, which you got to have. Clock continues to run. A minute and a half left here in the first half. Lions trailing 44-7.
You get a touchdown here, Steve. It's 37-14. You got some things to talk about at halftime. Some adjustments.
Or it's 44. It'd be 44.
Oh, sorry. I missed the touchdown. Sorry about that.
Last touchdown.
44, forgot about that.
A lot of pressure on Cosby trying to get
God.
out. He's hit hard.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, he has popped.
Yeah. May never want to turn his back on the defense again.
Yep. He got turned around and, man, got hammered right in the kidneys. Kind of popped on his left arm. I think maybe got popped on the funny bone. Not his throwing arm, but painful nonetheless.
Oh, my goodness. That was a pop.
You to see his head kind of snap back. Man, good grief. That was a big hit. He was kind of rolled up and stopped in his forward progress and then spun. And as he spun around backwards, got hit in the back. So second down, and we'll call it second down and 18.
Call another timeout here. That's a good call by Coach Holland, I believe.
33 seconds left here in the first half.
He could tell then. I don't know that we were quite right physically at the quarterback position.
Yeah. See if Austin's head is still screwed on correctly.
Yeah.
Lake Country Christian score. They made it 50-13 against Lubbock Christian in the fourth. That's in the fourth quarter. Man, they must have started early, man. That's already in the fourth quarter, unless they've had a running clock. Duncanville over DeSoto 28-6. That's in the second quarter. Legacy Christian and Bishop Lynch tied at 14 at halftime. Bishop done now over Atlas Homeschool 20-0. That's at halftime as well. Fort Worth Christian 10-0 over Lubbock Trinity Christian at halftime. Again, both of those district opponents for the Lions and the Saints. Lions at home next week against Southwest Christian. It's homecoming here at Grapevine Faith. So,
did you get Robin a mum for next week?
I did
Steve?
not.
Okay.
I did not. I've seen some, though, that have been brought in by helicopter. Some of these mums that are about 10 feet wide. They're the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I guess both my boys go to homecoming, so they've had to do that, although they did not have the 10-foot wide mums. There's a handoff to Jake Ford right up the middle, and he gets maybe one on the play, and he's stopped, stacked up there. And that should be the last play of the first half. I think the Lions are be content to have the clock run out, Jack, with there's 14 seconds left on the clock, and it's running. So, although they do line up for one more play for some reason. I'm not sure.
Oh, deep. Let's see what happens.
There's 4 seconds left. And they are just going to let the clock run out. Yep. So the clock does run out. Well, a very rough first half for the Lions for sure. As they, mercy. 44-7. Lots of mistakes, turnovers, fumbles, interceptions, safety, some bad snaps. So, yeah, some tough spots for the Lions for sure. And they're going to have to make some adjustments at halftime. And again, Jack, you give credit to a very athletic and very dominant All Saints team. It's not like they're good for a reason.
Yeah, it's not like we completely played our best half of football, but that's a good squad that we're facing tonight.
No doubt.
You said it early on, you can't really make mistakes against a team like this, and obviously that should be the first thing you talk about, but my goodness, they came out hard and fast and really showed how good they are.
Yep. Well, it looks like All Saints setting up for their halftime show, so we'll go ahead and go to our Stories of Faith with Price Speed, and we'll be back for the Lionettes and the Grapevine Faith cheerleader performances here at halftime. Again, our halftime score, Fort Worth All Saints 44, Grapevine Faith Lions 7. You're watching Grapevine Faith football on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. It's halftime of the Grapevine Faith Lions Fort Worth All Saints game here at Grapevine Ford Field. Time for our Stories of Faith. This segment gives us the opportunity to tell you about some of the amazing people and their stories here at Grapevine Faith Christian School. And this week, I get to sit down with Price Peden. And so, Price, really appreciate the time. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Well, if the last name Peden rings a bell, that's because Price's mom is the one and only Miss Tammy Peden, who's our Director of Communications and Marketing here at Grapevine Faith. And as I mentioned, you're an alumnus of Grapevine Faith Christian School, so I want to get into your faith experience. But first, tell us a bit about the Peden family.
Yeah, so growing up, was born in Irving, Texas, kind of Las Colinas area, but pretty much was raised my entire life in Flower Mound with the exception of college and grad school. But yeah, I was really blessed and fortunate. I grew up as an only child, so I was a little spoiled in that regard. But was really blessed and fortunate, though, to be raised by two incredible Christ-loving parents. And in fact, before my mom started working at Faith, she worked at our home church growing up. And so, you know, every day after school, it was going to church and hanging out with all the pastor and staff kiddos. And it was just a really good environment for me to grow up in. And on top of that, my dad volunteered in children's ministry. And so he really played that discipleship role for me growing up. And so taught me how to read the Bible, memorize, meditate on scripture, and how to apply it to my life. And so just with the combination of, you know, my mom's really creative side and then my dad's analytical side as well, one thing that really stood out to me really growing up was they both loved serving people with all their heart, mind, and soul. And that was always the common denominator in our household. And that was always something that I grew up living out and watching, just both my parents living out the example that Christ showed us throughout his life. And so really phenomenal family to grow up in, and was really blessed and fortunate that the Lord blessed me with incredible parents. So
that's awesome. Well, we'll get into it. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, which we'll talk about here in a second. But you started here in fourth grade, graduated in 2018. And I know you were involved in a lot of aspects of Grapevine Faith Christian School and athletics and so forth. I don't want to steal your thunder. So tell us kind of what all you participated in and what you were active in while you were here at Grapevine Faith.
Yeah, one of the benefits of coming to Faith was I could be involved in a lot of different things. And obviously, just on top of athletics, I was involved in football, soccer, track, and cross country. Those were really my main four sports that I was a part of here at Grapevine Faith. And on top of that, as I kind of transitioned over into high school, was involved in Student Congress, NHS, National Honor Society, Student Council. Was really just blessed and fortunate. Even my senior year, I participated in the school musical, so fun fact. But it was just a really good opportunity for me just to be involved in multiple things that I never would picture or imagine myself being a part of. And so that was really one of the beautiful parts about my time here at Faith was, you know, you have plans going into it, but the Lord kind of laughs at it, and he says, I got something else planned for you. Right. And so it was just a phenomenal experience that I had here at Faith, and was really blessed and fortunate to have the Lord orchestrate that opportunity for me.
Well, you're holding out on us a little bit because next week is homecoming. And as I understand it, you were on the homecoming court for 2 years, and your senior year, you were the homecoming king. So how was that experience?
It was really fun. Honestly, just looking back on that time, my classmates that were part of that, they were all deserving of being the king and queen of that court. And I think that just epitomizes, for us, I was really blessed and fortunate to have a really spiritually mature and led class, and we all really held each other accountable in a lot of different ways, whether it was in our personal life or spiritual life. I always felt like I can go to any of my classmates for anything, and that was a really beautiful just picture. But yeah, going back to that time, I was obviously shocked and surprised, but it was really phenomenal to share that moment with my parents on the field with me as well. So.
Well, you have to let us know if you can ever parlay that into some sort of like promotion at work, because you're the homecoming queen back at Grapevine Faith Christian School back in the day.
I don't know if that'll work, but.
Well, you attended University of Mary Hardin-Baylor in Belton. After graduation, you played soccer. So tell us about the college experience at UMHB.
Yeah, really cool God moment there. Really was trying to decide between Mary Hardin-Baylor and another school. And what really set the difference or set apart those two schools between Mary Hardin-Baylor and that other school was really just the coaching staff. Brad Bankhead, who's the head coach at the time, he's now at Hardin-Simmons. Then Coach Ben Allen, who's now the head coach at UMHB. Both of them really throughout the whole recruiting process, they really emphasized to me that we want to make you a great future husband, father, and boss. And I remember that was just significantly different than anything I'd ever heard, anything different than all the recruiting pitches that I'd gotten from other college soccer coaches. And, at that time, I remember that was always just emphasized to me. And I remember, obviously I wanted to go to a program that was really successful, but at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that I was a part of a program where I could be a better man than when I came into it, right? And so during that whole experience, Coach Bankhead and Coach Allen really practiced what they preached. And obviously they really taught me how to be a great soccer player on the field, but they really emphasized, almost every practice, every game, like, hey, it's more important in life than just playing soccer, right? And so really my whole 4-year career there, that was really emphasized to me, and it's really impacted me on how I view my faith today and how I view my relationship with the Lord and how I live my life to this day.
Well, it's so encouraging to hear that, because it feels like a lot about that's the way faith approaches things. It's about the entire student. And so while we love kids to come here and play various sports and be involved with different things, they really are committed to, educating and graduating authentic Christian leaders. So it sounds very, very, very similar there. Mm-hmm. So I guess last year you get this ASC Man of the Year award, man. What was that all about? It had to be quite the distinguished honor to receive that.
Yeah, and obviously I'm very privileged and honored to receive that award on behalf of the whole, not just UMHB, but the entire conference. But really, at the end of the day, that's a UMHB soccer award. That's just, again, going back to what Coach Bankhead and Coach Allen emphasized in our program, right, to be a great future husband, father, and boss. That really just goes down to what they instilled in us. And so even though, again, very privileged, very honored to receive that, at the end of the day, though, it's all about what the Lord is really just a testimony to what the Lord's done in my life and in my heart, in my mind, my soul. And really just blessed and fortunate to be a small part of the UMHB soccer program.
Outside of the soccer piece, I know you're involved in a lot of activities, a lot of charities and so forth in the Belton Temple area. So talk about maybe your college experience outside of just playing the soccer while you were recruited to go there, but you really immersed yourself in some other opportunities. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so for me personally, something else that I really emphasized or really looked at going into school was, okay, how can I be involved outside of a soccer program, right? Because at the end of the day, our purpose is to serve Jesus using our gifts, talents, and abilities. And so for me personally, I tried to get involved in as many organizations that I could be a part of. Obviously, soccer was my first commitment, but any way that I could be a part of different organizations or be involved in community service work, my coaches were fully on board and supported that. And so for me personally, my time at UMHB, there were many different traditions and organizations that I was a part of. And the unique thing about all that is I felt like I always took away something different or learned something, whether it was knowledge or wisdom or discernment, whatever the case may be. That was just, that I always took away something out of it that helped me grow in my walk with the Lord. And so I had a really, again, just phenomenal experience at UMHB, and being a part of different organizations and communities really allowed me just to grow closer to the Lord.
I want to jump back to just for a second for your experience here at Grapevine Faith Christian School. How did your high school experience and I think of like Mrs. Taylor, Mrs. Morgan, that, you know, how did this experience help prepare you for life after Grapevine Faith Christian School, going off to college, being on your own? How did Grapevine Faith prepare you for that?
Yeah, great question. Grapevine Faith helped me tremendously. I think Miss Taylor did a phenomenal job while I was here, and I know she still does a good job to this day of making sure to find the right fit for a student, right? And I think for me, the teachers really just did an exceptional job of really playing a selfless role and being the hands and feet of Jesus and really just pouring into me. They understood that my gifts and abilities were different than maybe in other students. And they really did a good job of really navigating on, you know, how do we make you a better, going back to what my coaches were saying, how do we make you a great person once you leave the walls of Grapevine Faith? And so I think it was just always emphasized that, hey, just because whether you're about to graduate from faith or about to embark on another journey, that doesn't mean that your faith in Christ fades away as well. And so they really did a good job of emphasizing faith in the classroom setting, not just preparing us for the rigorous academic work that college might provide, but also making sure that we live out our faith outside of Grapevine Faith.
It's awesome. All right, so fast forward back to present day. You graduated UMHB. What are you doing these days? What are you up to?
So I work full-time for an independent insurance agency called Higginbotham. I do commercial lines production for them. And so pretty much our role is we represent our customer to different insurance carriers. And I'm kind of like the middleman in between those carriers and different businesses, organizations, or companies. And so my role specifically with that is just to figure out what insurance needs or what risk management needs a company needs. And I go back to Higginbotham and see what carriers align with that appetite and see if I can provide the best insurance program I can possible for them. And so that's what I'm doing work-wise. And then I'm also on the side doing some coaching.
I was going to ask.
I'm volunteering with our football team here, helping out with special teams, and then I'm also helping coach 2 soccer clubs at the moment as well. So
I was going to ask you to do free time, but it's not like you have a whole lot of free time with all of those commitments. So
no, I mean, but I love a busy schedule, and it really keeps me busy and keeps me active. So.
Well, I know you're in conversations with high schoolers and young adults, and again, you're not too far removed from the high school experience yourself. And I'm just curious, it's halftime of the
carriers align with that appetite and see if I can provide the best insurance program I can possible for them. And so that's what I'm doing work-wise. And then I'm also on the side doing some coaching.
I was going to ask.
I'm volunteering with our football team here, helping out with special teams. And then I'm also helping coach 2 soccer clubs at the moment as well. So
I was going to ask you to do free time, but it's not like you have a whole lot of free time with all of those commitments. So.
No, I mean, but I love a busy schedule, and it really keeps me busy and keeps me active. So,
well, I know you're in conversations with high schoolers and young adults, and again, you're not too far removed from the high school experience yourself. And I'm just curious, I ask a lot of people this. What do you feel like are some of the biggest challenges facing youth of today, and how is Grapevine Faith equipped to handle help students handle some of those challenges.
It's living I want to say struggles that specifically high schoolers deal with today, especially even in college and the young adult years, is comparison. I really think that's something that's emphasized. They live in a very convenient social media-like atmosphere, right? And so they're always comparing themselves to what they want to be in the future or what they could be. And, you know, something that I would highly encourage that really faith emphasized was not worrying about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough worries of its own, just like Matthew 6 says. And something that I think Grapevine Faith did a really good job of is allowing me to use my gifts and abilities to glorify our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because that's what it's all about, right? It's bringing his kingdom known, it's advancing his kingdom. And I think Grapevine Faith, the teachers, faculty, and staff did a phenomenal job of just encouraging us, but also challenging us in our walk and holding us accountable to live a life that Christ wants us to live.
Well, you probably have already answered this question 100 different ways, but I'll ask it anyway. We talked about all the various things that you were involved with in your high school experience here at Grapevine Faith, but if you look back, like, what's your biggest takeaway? And I know you've talked just about the emphasis of, really helping, young adults grow in their spiritual walk and so forth. So is there anything that just really sticks out to you? Like, man, I look back on my time in faith and man, this was the highlight for me.
Yeah, honestly, one of the biggest highlights that I had at Faith was actually my senior year football season. Actually, I unfortunately had a back injury, and towards the end of my senior year of football, and it was really in that time the Lord really took that time when I was recovering and really took that time to just allow me to grow closer to Him. For me, I grew up my whole life pretty much involved in sports. But when that takes a back seat, right, you kind of got to do a little bit of reflection time for yourself. And during that time frame, I really just kind of honed in on the relationships that I had, that I could be content with that. And you know what, in that time frame also, it really allowed me to understand, like, regardless of whatever happens, the Lord has a better plan. And I knew in that moment I could be content because the Lord was in control of that, and I could be content in my weaknesses because, His power is made perfect in our weakness. And so I would say that was a really huge pivotal moment for me, because it allowed me to depend on the Lord in a way that I never experienced before in my life. So.
Well, that's unbelievably mature for a senior in high school to take that opportunity to grow closer in his walk with Christ, and for you to recognize that. So, man, I'm super impressed. If somebody's watching this and they're going, "Hey, we're looking for a private Christian school for our family," or they know somebody's looking for one, what would you say to them about faith and why they should consider Grapevine Faith Christian School?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just from a personal experience, Grapevine Faith was really the place where I feel like Grapevine Faith, or where my faith, sorry, no pun intended. But I really believe Grapevine Faith was really the place where my faith became my own. And, I think for me personally, and I've seen this with multiple, whether it's my classmates or other family friends that we have whose kids attended here, it really does leave you an impact, not just on like academics, athletics, or in the arts, right? But they really do emphasize that we want you to be an authentic Christian leader whenever you leave the walls of Grapevine Faith. And I know I've mentioned it in this interview, but at the end of the day, our purpose and our goal is to advance God's kingdom. And I really do believe that Grapevine Faith really emphasizes that. I think Dr. Smith and his leadership team and all of our faculty and staff do a phenomenal job of just pouring into our students, building relationships with them that are going to last them a lifetime. And if that's something that you're looking for, if that's something that you're looking for in your child and for your family too. I mean, even though I attended school here, my mom's still working here years even after I've graduated. And so it's left a huge impact not only on me, but even on my family's life as well. And so if you're looking for a great impact, if you're looking for an opportunity for where, the Lord can really work through you and work in your heart and transform your heart, I'd highly recommend visiting Grapevine Faith.
Well, Grapevine Faith is special and unique for a million different reasons, most importantly because of the people like Price Peden. If you or your family or somebody that you know is interested in finding out more information about Grapevine Faith Christian School, visit us at grapevinefaith.com to find out more information or to set up a schedule and an opportunity to come visit us. Price, I'm so proud of you, man, and your accomplishments, not only at Faith and Mary Hardin Baylor, but afterwards, and we're really glad you're part of our football program. I'm so blessed that you sat on with me today, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Steve. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Well, that's our Stories of Faith this week with Price Peden. Second half of your Grapevine Faith Lions hosting the All Saints right here at Grapevine Ford Field. Coming up next on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. We are back here at Grapevine Ford Field for the second half of the Grapevine Faith Lions as they host the Fort Worth All Saints. Let's go down the sideline to Jack. Jack, what you got, buddy?
We're here on the sideline, coming in the second half, down by a big margin. We're looking to come out with some more effort and for a comeback coming into the second half.
Appreciate it, Jack. Thank you so much. We're kind of getting in and out. We're getting in and out from our camera upstairs. We'll have to take a look at that. That's the view you're seeing right now. So you see there 44-7. Well, Jack, I would expect you're going to see some of the backups coming in for All Saints. You would think, wouldn't you?
I would hope. Yeah, but I think in the end too is like as Grapevine Faith, just win the half. You know what I mean? Win this half, and
yep.
Show that you still got it, and show that you guys are still in the game, right? Oh,
you're good. Well, the Lions again, a lot of mistakes in that first quarter that were really they needed to avoid, and they just did not do a good job of holding on to the football. The special teams opening kickoff was returned for 68 yards, and the Saints had about a 25-yard field they had to work with. Just want to get confirmation from Coach Busick that Jace Walker is done for the evening. Yeah, he's out. So probably see more of Jake Ford. And we mentioned our game sponsor, Reliant Air Conditioning. And joined.
I hadn't heard that we mentioned that.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, the Reliant man is here. And joined by the owner of Reliant Air Conditioning, Mr. Jeff Stewart. Jeff?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, and we appreciate all the mentions.
Well, I've mentioned before that I am a Reliant air conditioning customer. I called you last year. We came home from one of Jensen's JV football games with our couch covered in water. The plenum had frozen up in the attic, and man, I called you, I think late that night, and man, the first thing the next day you had a crew out. So Reliant Air Conditioning, man, they are true to their word. I mean, we're thankful for, my family's thankful for your service, but I know that Grapevine Faith is also thankful for the support of Grapevine Faith, not only athletics, but Grapevine Faith Christian School.
Absolutely. There's no better school in the area as far as we're concerned. We have a freshman and we have a seventh grade boy, freshman girl, and awesome experience from day one. So happy to be here.
When we talk about this a lot, there's a lot of options for private Christian schools. What were some of the factors for you and Amy that really led you and your family here?
We came during the COVID year, and we toured everyone in the area. And one of the things that really turned us on to faith was just you can tell the environment's different, and they're true about teaching the word and teaching. Bringing up authentic Christian leaders. You can tell that's the mission, and everyone we spoke to, it really shone through them.
Saints here to start the second half with a kickoff. Good job. Ball, fair catch call for, taken down pretty quickly. Yeah, this has been a rough first half. Jeff, I know you've been watching the same game we have, and so hopefully the Lions here could do some things differently. Let's talk a little bit about Reliant Air Conditioning. So you guys, your ads, and I've read them. I read them every game multiple times. You tell everybody to call two other companies to get their price, and then call you. I mean, I'm sure your marketing guy says, Jeff, what are you doing? Like, why would you tell people to call two other companies? But it's been successful for you guys.
It has, and we stand by it. There's a lot of crazy things out there, especially in the trades in general, but especially in air conditioning in this market. So we just say, trust me, if you get a few other quotes, and then you'll see, call us, and we'll treat you right, point you in the right direction.
Yeah, how many? I mean, I'm sure you know how many HVAC companies are there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? I mean,
literally over 400, and 80% of the air conditioning companies are 2 trucks or less, and so that's the core of our market. But some of the it's just like it with anything, like whether you're taking your car to a mechanic, that technician holds all the knowledge, right? And so it's a touchy situation. So we find guys, we compensate them the right way to where they're not paid on commission. They're there to do the right thing.
Well, I can tell you this as a guy who, before I had Reliant Air Conditioning, and I'd call companies out, same thing. They were clearly paid on commission because they were trying to sell me a whole new system when I think all I needed was just a quick little fix or washing out the outside unit or something. It was insane. So I think that's worked well for you guys if you don't pay your guys on commission, so they're not motivated to try to sell somebody something that they don't need.
Sure, absolutely.
And I would think you guys all have access to most of the same equipment, indoor units, outdoor units, etc. I mean, I know there's lots of different Carrier and Linux, all this. Y'all have access to it. I would think that the thing that really separates y'all is the service aspect.
Yeah, and we're in the skilled trades, there's a serious labor shortage, and so we've started to address that on our own. We're actually opening our own internal trade school. Opens January 6th, where our goal is to introduce the trades to the next generation of workers. There's not enough people going into skilled trades, and so we're going to hire on attributes and teach the trade and teach it the right way from day one. Matter of fact, if you have any experience whatsoever, you're not actually eligible to come to the school. So we're going to hire. And so I was talking to Ed Smith the other day. There could be a faith-based component to that as well, because we're all about showing that we have a great industry, and so it's our job to spread that. And so we want to. Our first class starts on January 6th. We're really excited about it.
So you guys are, you're going to teach them the Reliant way. Like I said, if they've got experience, they don't qualify. You want to teach them from the ground up how you guys run the business, how you guys really train your service teams to do things the Reliant way, I would assume.
Exactly. And then along with that, we're building a state-of-the-art 16,000-foot technical lab to teach all the technical side of the business, which is a must, but also the communication side as well. Teaching these guys that there's more than just fixing a unit. You've got to educate people about options and, more importantly, do it the right way.
So,
and I would assume that I've never heard anybody doing that before. Y'all one of the only companies doing something like that, training staff like that from the ground up.
Great punt, and as a punter myself in high school, I love every bit of that. Love every bit of that.
Yeah, jumping in on the play-by-play, gotta love it.
No, it's going to be an interesting endeavor, but in general, we're super excited about funding our own growth because that's the only way to do it because there's just not enough people. So,
visiting with Jeff Stewart, owner of Reliant Air Conditioning, him and his wife Amy, owners of Reliant, family-owned unit, HVAC system and company since 1983, and big supporters here of Grapevine Faith. Not only athletics, but Grapevine Faith Christian School. They've got 2 kiddos here. So, Jackson, so your daughter, Jackson, he's the 8th grader, correct?
He's 7th grade. 7th grade
okay.
football player,
Yep.
yes.
And then your daughter's on the homecoming court as a freshman.
She did, yes.
That's awesome,
we just
man.
found that out. She's super excited. Dad had to go get fitted for a suit. Apparently, just learned a lot of things about homecoming, and we had a pretty elaborate homecoming ask last night with around 50 people in attendance.
Oh gosh,
it's a lot. This is all new for Dad.
No
but,
pressure there. Yeah,
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, with 5 boys, man, I don't know how you do it with a daughter. I would have killed somebody by now thinking about having a daughter. Because I've got 2 granddaughters, and I won't let even their friends from church give them a look. There's a run by Williams inside of Lions territory. That's a whole different game there, having a daughter, especially when they get to the age where they're starting to date and homecoming and all that. That changes everything, man. So
that is what we found, though, is most of this homecoming hoopla is more for the moms, and that's fine. And the moms, they had a great time last night. The poor kid, Lincoln, love you. He wanted nothing to do with it. He told me, he said, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm just here," and I said, "I know, and welcome to the rest of your life, my friend."
Good. That sounds like a good kid. He was just nervous as probably as he's supposed to be. So.
I have a question for Jeff, if you don't mind.
Jack, we try to limit the questions that Jack's asked. We don't know what we're going to get. Go ahead, Jack.
This wasn't in the contract.
I want to know.
Because it was not in the contract.
I want to know what Jeff is doing on Sunday afternoons.
Oh boy. It's my second job. I'm one of the ball boys for the Cowboys, and it's an interesting job. You get to see a lot of good football right up close and personal.
Oh, man.
And he's the only one that has hair, by the way.
That's true. That's true. It really just 3.5 hours of me trying not to get run over. That's really what it is.
And yeah, those are some big old boys. I mean, we're talking about the size of some of these All Saints guys. I mean, the NFL is just a whole other level. So I'm sure. In addition to your responsibility of making sure you got the ball where it's supposed to be, like you said, trying to stay alive half the time.
Like that gentleman is faster than most of the people I'll see on Sunday.
There's going to be penalty flags, completely unnecessary. Roll, dive to the end zone. Williams.
Just idiotic is what that is.
Yep. So I said Kemonte Williams, the senior wide receiver, in for the touchdown, and a little extracurricular activity is going to draw a flag. So Jeff, what was the real impetus? I mean, again, you've got a family here. I know you guys are invested as a family, but as an organization with Reliant Air Conditioning, what was the real impetus for really wanting to be such a significant sponsor of not only just Grapevine Faith Athletics, but the school itself?
Well, we love the mission. We've seen our kids, again, we came over in the COVID year, and we've seen our kids just transform, absolutely transform. This school has done excellent. The fact that we've got teachers that are praying into our kids, praying over our kids, we've seen it ourselves, and it's not like every other school. You don't get that, even at other private Christian schools in the area. We've seen it. We believe in the message, and we're seeing 2 growing, authentic Christian leaders in our own home, and so we would definitely want to support that for future generations.
Well, Jeff, we on behalf of Grapevine Faith Christian School, man, we are so thankful for not only Reliant Air Conditioning, but more specifically the Stewart family and how you guys really do support all things Grapevine Faith. And we're thankful for you. You guys, thankful for the mission, not only, like I said, of your family, but of the company. Thankful for Reliant Air Conditioning support. I personally, like I said, as a Reliant Air Conditioning client, am super thankful for you guys. And we just appreciate the time and, again, the support that you have for Grapevine Faith Athletics.
Well, thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Y'all doing a great job up here.
Thank you so much. Well, that's Jeff Stewart, our guest for the halftime here, coming out of halftime for Reliant Air Conditioning, our game day sponsor. Jeff and Amy Stewart, owners and proud sponsors of all things Grapevine Faith. So we appreciate Jeff's time up here, and hopefully the Lions here can turn things around a little bit in the second half. So that unsportsmanlike conduct erases that touchdown for the was there a different penalty on that, Jack?
No, they moved it. They marked him out down at the 1, and then.
Oh, okay. So then there was so there's a pass across the middle. That's going to be a touchdown.
Oh,
and number 15 gets in the end zone, gets 5 yards deep, lowers his shoulder, and
poor
takes out Hudson
He
Smith.
was just standing there.
Yeah.
He's got a stray bullet on him.
Jake Powers just lowered his shoulder and figured, hey, I'm already in the end zone a couple of yards. What's this guy doing here? I'll take him out as well. Well, that makes the score 50-7. We're inside of 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. I guess, Jack, is probably if there's a redeeming factor here, it's that there's not a ton of time left here in the third quarter. Kick is up by Figley is good. So 51-7. Thankful for Jeff and Amy Stewart and Reliant Air Conditioning.
Yeah, good people. I know one of the ball guys with them, and then they're all involved in the air conditioning business one way or the other.
Yeah.
The guys that are down with the Cowboys. But those guys put in like a 6-hour day down there. I mean, and they get paid like $100.
I was going to say it's nothing. Yeah. Well, Reliant Air Conditioning, the Stewart family are proud supporters of Faith Christian School. Reliant Air Conditioning provides comfort to homeowners who don't want to be taken advantage of. You heard Jeff say this. Our service techs don't work on commissions, and they don't use shady sales tactics. So as Jeff Stewart says, call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning at 877-YOUR-HERO, and you'll see how they've been gimmick-free since '83. Really appreciate the support of Reliant Air Conditioning, and do encourage you, from personal experience, to reach out to them if you're in need of HVAC services.
Well, we really need to build an empire here, Steve. Just really need to build it up. Second half here.
Yep.
I've overheard some of the offensive talk over here to my right with the coaching staff, and I think we're going to air it out just a little bit.
Got one of the guys from the chain gang said there's the pretty cocky group on that far sideline over there.
That was a private conversation, Steve.
I didn't mention names. Kickoff here by All Saints. Taken at the 22-yard line. 34. We don't have him on our roster, Jack. I don't even know who that is. Final score out of Lubbock. Lubbock Christian 56-20 over Lake Country Christian.
Anthony Sal on that one.
Anthony Sal, okay. Duncanville up over DeSoto 28-6. Bishop Lentz over Legacy Christian 21-14 in the third. Fort Worth Christian still up 10-0 over Lubbock Trinity Christian, and that's in the fourth quarter. Try to get you that. See, Liberty was playing Prestonwood. Try to get you. Oh, yeah. Halftime, Prestonwood up over Liberty 20-17. Here's Cosby back to pass, complete to Noah Smith. Close to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him at about the 39, so gain of 3 on the play. Yeah, so Liberty Christian, Liberty down 20-17 at halftime. To Prestonwood.
Good.
So
good for Prestonwood.
And remind you, if you are listening or watching, we'd love to hear from you. You can text us. I'll give you that number here momentarily. 2nd down and 7 for the Lions at their own 39-yard line, trailing 51-7. Inside of 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Cosby back to pass. A little shovel pass to Jake Ford. Read very nicely there by the linebacker, Hayden Greer, who takes makes the tackle for the Saints. Yeah, text us at 817-980-7994. 817-980-7994. Text us and let us know where you're watching and listening from.
What you got there?
Yeah, Jack, I don't really know. I definitely didn't expect to see the first quarter like we saw it with all the mistakes. But this is not. This score is really not. It's not way different, I think, than what I thought I'd see.
I thought it would be a struggle to get to 51. It seemed like they got there in a hurry.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were 24-0 after the first. It was 14-0 with less than 2 minutes gone.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but it didn't start well with the 67-yard kick return to start, and that puts your defense kind of up against the goalposts.
So 4th down and 7. Lions are going to keep their offense on the field, try to convert here on 4th down. Again, trailing 51-7, 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
I will say a lot of the crowd has stuck around, though. Nobody's left.
Pass by Cosby is intercepted. Cannon Hunter was tackled on the play before the ball ever got there, but that ball is intercepted by Hayden Greer, and the Saints will take over 1st and 10.
I mean, what'd you lose there? Maybe 15, 20 yards on a punt?
Instead of a punt.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I did hear from Brent Walker, Jace Walker's dad, which if you were watching the game earlier, you saw that Jace went down with a injury, and he is out under concussion protocol. He was asked when he was on the ground, he was asked what day it was, and he says October 11th, and we took a Bible test today. So he got up, and Brent asked him why he didn't catch the ball, and Jace laughed. So that's some good news on the Jace Walker front. Amazing kid, amazing family, and super, super thankful for them. Glad that Jace is okay. Again, he's under concussion protocol, but glad it's not worse. Yeah, no call on that interference call on that 4th down play, Jack, that I think they thought was going to a little different outcome than what the Lions had expected. Minute 15 left here in the 3rd quarter. New quarterback in for All Saints. That's number 20, Cole Palferman. He was the starting running back, and they brought him in the quarterback position, giving Parkhurst a breather. Looks like they're mixing in several second-string guys for the Saints. Palferman stays in as a quarterback, and Jordan Billings as the running back position. Lions stack the box here on 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line of the Lions. Palferman on the quarterback keeper here around the near side. There's a penalty flag down, probably in the area of holding. Palferman gets down inside the 30-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down, but yes, that's going to be a hold against the Saints. So that's going to negate that run and bring the ball back. Clock running here with 14 seconds. That'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And we will head to the 4th quarter.
Your student fan of the game is Gabby Fisher.
Reminder that next weekend is homecoming.
Oh.
And, yep, next weekend is homecoming, and that's looking forward to that here at home. And we'll go down to Jack. Jack, you've got a guest here on the sideline. Tell us a little bit about who you're talking to.
Hello, and what is your name?
Gabby Fisher.
And what grade?
9th grade.
And what's your favorite part about here at Faith?
I really like the culture. There's really nice people here. I like our theater program. Go see tracks the day after HOCO. But it's just a really nice school.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it, Jack. And Gabby Fisher there on the interview as well. Jack, one of our broadcast journalism students here under Brian Partridge, and appreciate all their production this year. A lot of our pregame intros, football game intros, they produced those. And Jack down the sideline this year giving us some insight. See the great Dr. Ed Smith on the sideline tonight.
Yeah, usually he's at home listening to us, Steve. I don't know
Yeah,
why he
he's
even bothered coming over here
exactly.
tonight.
He's not watching us. I'm disappointed. Visiting with the great John Brooks and Coach Tyler Burke down on the sideline. All right, 1st and 10 for the Saints at midfield. We start the 4th quarter. Nice stack up there. Gain of about 2, but the Lions defense collapsed quickly.
I'm going to stay positive, Steve. We're going to point out the positivity. That was a nice tackle right there. Nice read on the defense.
Yep. Take that.
You know, they really are a good team, that All Saints. I mean, we were up against it to start.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about the fact that the Lions are still a very young team. You've got 6 seniors on the team, a couple of which didn't even play last year. Christian Corley, one of your leaders on the defensive side of the ball, is out with an injury. Missed last week, missed again this week, out for the next couple of weeks. You've got a lot of sophomores playing. Pass by Palferman out to the far side.
There's a hold over there. Did they call it?
Nope, no penalty flag on the play. It's out close to a 1st down.
You got a wide receiver reaching out, grabbing the back of a jersey. They can't call that.
That moves the chains. 1st and 10 for the Saints. But yeah, I mean, this is a rebuilding year. You have at least 2 D1 athletes last year on your team, and Clayton Sebecki and Ben Wagner that graduated. Clayton at the Air Force Academy on a full ride, and Ben playing football at Charleston State. Here's a handoff here on the near side. There's a face mask and a hold. Robbie Stevens got his face mask, his helmet turned almost sideways, looking out the ear hole, and no call on that. Let's see. There's a penalty. Yeah, it looks like I don't see a flag down, though.
They're talking about it, though.
Let's see. The referee turned towards the press box. He's going to call something. I have no idea what's going on, and neither do the officials. Okay, unsportsmanlike conduct against All Saints. That's their second of the game. Yep, so that's going to back them up 15 yards.
I think All Saints called the timeout as well, Steve.
Yeah. And again, we got word from somebody on the All Saints sideline that's kind of cocky and running their mouths apparently. So I don't know what's going on down there.
I don't
really know.
You need to repeat that again, Steve.
Again, hey, I'm not mentioning names, Jack. I'm calling what it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's I'm not making it up saying that they did this when they didn't. We're full service here, Jack. We're going to tell them. We're going to tell it like it is. Right? We're telling them exactly what's happening here. 10 minutes, 5 seconds left here, as you see. 51-7. All Saints on top of the Lions. If you're just now joining us, the great Brandon Tucker down in New Braunfels, Texas. Well, you haven't missed much if you're a Lions fan. Lions went down.
Unicorns
went down very early. Yeah.
Steve.
Yes. Handoff here on the near side. Wrapped up, finally taken down inside the 45-yard line. So they get about 8 of that back. Yeah, the Lions trailing 51-7. We're inside of 10 minutes with a running clock here in the fourth quarter. So, it's been a rough go of it. And we expected a dominant All Saints performance, but the Lions did not make it easy on themselves. A lot of mistakes in the first quarter, where they shot themselves in the foot with some turnovers and some mishaps on special teams, where the opening kickoff was brought back 68 yards, which set up All Saints for a score with about 2 or 3 plays into the game. So Saints they go for it on fourth down. They can turn over on down. So nice play by the defense. Big stop there that they needed tonight, Jack.
Yeah, like you said, let's look for the positive things in the second half. We got a lot of things to improve on, both offensively and defensively, and we're seeing a little bit on the defensive side.
Yep. Austin Cosby and the offense back on the field, see if they can get things going. Definitely a different lineup for the All Saints. You don't see. I mean, maybe their JV defense out there. They're
no stickers on some of those kids' helmets.
Grief, yeah.
Just go deep with it real quick.
Exactly.
This safety doesn't even know what he's supposed to be doing.
Cosby forced out of the pocket, rolls to his right. Caught by Charlie Bunch. Stiff arms a kid, gets out over the 45. Knocked out of bounds, hit out of bounds. No penalty on the play. A gain of about 7 on the play. Brings up second down and 3. Ball out to the Lions' 45-yard line. Right at 8 minutes left in the game. Again, 51-7. Saints over your Lions. Next Friday night, back here at home against Southwest Christian. It's homecoming here at Grapevine Faith. Encourage you to come out to Grapevine Ford Field. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Our pregame should start around 6:30 here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. 10 seconds. Lions looking for a play inside of 5 seconds left here on the play clock. They got to get this snap off. They just get it off in time. Cosby back to pass. Right across the middle. Intended for Jake Ford, but he was covered. That's going to bring up third down. Clock continues to run here to the score differential.
Do we need to put a suit on for next week's game, Steve?
Man, Jeff Stewart said he had to go invest in a suit. His daughter is on the homecoming court as a freshman, and he's having to
I'm going to assume Jeff wears a lot of shorts to work.
I was just going to say, as a CEO, I think he kind of wears whatever he wants. I've never seen him in a suit personally, so we'll see how he cleans up. Cosby looking to pass. Intended for Noah Smith here on the near side. Oh, almost an incredible acrobatic catch by Noah Smith.
Wow.
We've seen him come up with several of those this year. Just couldn't quite come up with that time.
Wow. That was almost a great catch
Yep.
by Noah. You know, with Noah's speed, you should just throw it out there and let him go run and catch it.
So it brings up fourth down. Offense stays on the field. You know, I haven't seen if they've done the hard count tonight, Jack. It hasn't worked against All Saints. I've not even seen it. Really tried it. I don't know if they've even tried it tonight.
They've not run it tonight, I don't think.
Cosby back to pass. Blitz. And it is caught by one of the linemen. That's got to be. Yeah, you can't do that. Austin Bowling ended up with the ball.
I dare All Saints to decline it. Just let us have the ball right there past the 50. I don't know if you can decline that.
I don't know if you can. That's illegal touching. Yep. Illegal touching. It was tipped, but I think it was tipped by a lineman first. So that's part of the problem. I think it may have hit Slade initially or Bear. It was either Bear or Slade. It hit them and then was
might have to bring him in as a tight end next year.
You're right.
Patrick Mahomes leaving the game early, I think, tonight. Oh, no, that's not Patrick Mahomes. Just a kid wearing a jersey.
I did that to my kids when we're out. I'll be like, hey, Jensen, look. It's Patrick Mahomes. And he's like, Dad, stop. Hey, we want to make sure we give a shout-out. Didn't know if you knew this or not. But the great Doug Adkins, Uncle Funny Pierre Adkins, it's his birthday today.
Doug Atkins' birthday?
Yes, his nephew is texting in saying, wish Doug a happy birthday. So, Douglas, if you're happen to be watching, I know you're at the game. I saw you earlier. If you happen to be watching, happy birthday, brother. Sometimes Doug will wear his AirPods on the sideline and listen to us while he's watching the game or filling in and helping out on the sideline. So, Doug, if you're watching, happy birthday, brother. We love you and appreciate you, and he is one good dude. So the Saints offense comes back on the field. Clock running here with 4 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Lions trailing 51-7. Mercifully, this second half has definitely gone by faster, so that's I'm thankful.
Yeah, maybe because the clock is running, Steve. This guy's
Lions
not
in pursuit. Nope, the ball is loose.
Ball.
See if the Lions, it's a scrum.
Number 15 for well, that's not 15.
I think he was down by contact. I don't think that
19.
when the ball pops out like that, I think it's the offense's ball. At least we've seen that happen a couple times this year. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, Hudson Reisner. He's not quite as fast as the other previous running backs for
No.
All Saints.
Yeah, Hudson Reisner, the normal wide receiver and defensive end at the running back position. So Saints
you
here.
get down to this kind of part of the lineup, you get a lot of confusion.
Yep. Loss on the play of about 2. So second down and 12. Ball at the 42-yard line. Low snap, picked up, handoff. Good coverage there by the defensive front. And it's going to bring up third down and about third down at 11.
Yeah, give these kids credit. They're still out there hustling on the defensive side of the
Yep.
ball.
Still battling. Still plugging away. We're inside of 3 minutes here left in the game. So next Friday night, we will not have a Stories of Faith so that we can bring you the halftime performances, announcement of the homecoming court and the Lionettes and the Grapevine Faith cheerleaders and all of that. Balls on the ground. So we will not have a Stories of Faith next week so that we can bring you the entirety of the homecoming festivities next week here at Grapevine Ford Field. Again, Lions hosting Southwest Christian, 7 o'clock kickoff. A couple more scores we'll clean up on that Duncanville-DeSoto game. Duncanville up on DeSoto 35-6 in the third quarter.
Ooh.
Fort Worth Christian now up on Lubbock Trinity Christian 17-0. That's in the fourth quarter as well. And in the third quarter, Prestonwood over Liberty 20-17. So the Lions will take over on downs. Turnover on downs by the Saints. So inside of 2 minutes with the clock running. And see if the Lions can get anything going on offense here with less than 2 minutes left and a running clock. And the word on Jace Walker, who was hit earlier in the second quarter, knocked out. He's on concussion protocol out for the game, and hopefully is able to recover and get back in next week for homecoming. But thankful that, obviously, hate that he was hurt, but thankful it's not worse. Hand off to Walker Little over on the right side.
Walker Little on the carry.
Penalty flag down.
Tackle made by Kellen Wright.
One thrown by the back judge and then one thrown by the line judge
I think
over
they're
here
both
on
in
the
the
side.
same play here. Number 29 was getting a little, shall we say, handsy with Noah. It could be on Noah. I don't know.
They're going to stop the clock here with 51 seconds left. Yep, that's going to be this is the third unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against All Saints tonight.
What is sad is that, Coach Beck probably runs a pretty good program over there, but these kind of plays make it look like it's a kind of a...
Yeah, no, Aaron Beck's been great. I think he's a really good coach and has had a really great program. He's been over there for, forever. He's been coaching for over 30 years, and I know he's not going to tolerate this. There'll be some laps run at practice this week, I would guess, as a result of some of these penalties. Hand off to Walker Little around the right side again, and he's out inside the 40-yard line. Time for a couple more plays here for the Lions. We're inside of 40 seconds. Another handoff, and he's taken down.
That should be the last play, Steve.
Yeah, 18 seconds left here now in the game. Time for one more snap here. We'll see what the Lions are able to accomplish here inside of 10 seconds, so they'll probably snap it one more time. I would guess it'd be a handoff to Walker. Nope, it's going to be a pass. He's looking deep. Intended for Charlie Bunch, and that ball falls incomplete. So that is the end of the game, and your Lions fall to the Fort Worth All Saints 51-7. Again, remind you to join us next week here at Grapevine Ford Field, 7 o'clock kickoff, as the Lions host Southwest Christian. It'll be homecoming, and encourage you to join us then. For Jack Wharton, this is Steve Anthony. We appreciate you listening here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. We'll see you next week.